If I went and asked every British player overseas and said, ideally, would you want to play at home? Majority of them are going to say yes.
So if London were offering the bag, would you play for the Lions, bro?
If things lined up.
So obviously our 1v1 scene's growing a bit right now.
It is, bro. Do you know it is? It's very fun to watch.
You know who the 1v1 king is, right?
The money, yeah, I know.
What are you saying?
See,
to 30.
You're trying to draw man out. I hear it. And listen,
talk to me about your first ever GB call-up.
Going to camp with seasoned pros and seasoned vets, because I was my second year as a pro, so I was like, to be in that situation so young, I was super grateful.
Sometimes playing the villain is fun.
Bro, playing the villain is fun sometimes, bro. Now I see what the Joker was saying.
You must be excited to go on court and play some of those guys, man.
It's a little chicken wing, but it's a little and then I punched it on him. I even had to react. I was like, oh, but then I was like, we're down 20. I need to just chill out.
Hey, what's going on, people? It's your boy Honcho Stan, host of For The Culture. Welcome back to the pod. We are here for episode number 6. Today's guest is very special. All the guests are special, but this one is far from few. Today in the studio, we are joined by a 10-year pro, an overseas champion, and the one and only captain of the Great Britain men's national team. Please welcome to the studio, Wheatle.
Thank you for having me, bro. It's a pleasure to be here, man. That's a good intro, man.
Welcome, brother.
Hey, man, it's good to be here, bro. It's good to be here. I'm excited.
How are you feeling, bro? It's summertime. You're off season.
I'm good, man. I'm good. I love the summer. It's a chance to reconnect with people, reconnect with family, friends. You know, the season is always a grind. The season's always pretty long. So to get that time in the summer to kind of detach a little bit and, you know, relax, recuperate, and also put work in and get ready for the new season, it's always a blessing. It's always a fun time.
It's a very special summer this year. Very different compared to, you know, what you might have been used to in the last few years, because obviously you got Eurobasket coming up, which we're going to touch upon in this pod as well. But bro, we're going to start straight from the beginning. Let's get straight into it, bro. Right. Tell us, man, who is Wheatle?
Wheatle, born and raised in Brixton, South London, Angel Town Estate. Yeah, man, I was, I guess, a normal kid. You know, grew up. You know, I always loved to be outside. I was always playing on the estate. Up until a certain time, because, you know, Brixton's a little you know, at the best of times it's good, but, you know, back in that time when I was growing up, it wasn't the best area. So for me, but I love sports. Growing up, I was always kicking ball. I was always playing football with friends in the cage.
A footballer as well.
Football was me until maybe about 13, 14. That was it. That
was your main sport.
That was it. Football was the one. I dabbled here and there with everything else. Like, I was always, I don't want to say a natural athlete, but I could turn my hand to like all sports, so I could do most things like pretty well. But football was the one. I always wanted to play football. Was always in the cage or, you know, watching football or whatever it was. Yeah, that was it. And
what position did you play?
When I was with like the clubs I used to play for, so like this is maybe like under 9s, under 10s, Dulwich Hamlet days. I was like left wing.
Okay.
Yeah, because I had a nice left foot, and that was back in the day when wingers still played on the wings, like the right wing. There was no inversion and none of this.
This is a 4-4-2.
This is 4-4-2. Carl on the left wing, and then sometimes up front as well, because I like to score. But yeah, left wing. I wasn't even a crosser. Like I was trying to dribble. I was trying to go past people. And then because I was tall at the time, I had a long throw. So like the classic, the real like grindy football, like the real. The man's got a long throw. All right, everyone in the box. You know, it's basically a corner. Launch it, see what I go on. So that was me from young. And then man, obviously family settings was there with my sister, my mum growing up for the most part. So
where are you from, bro? Like family wise?
So I'm half Jamaican, a quarter Guyanese, and a quarter English. So bit of all over really. But that was, you know, a big part of obviously growing up, having that family around me. Mum and my sister, because my dad passed when I was young, so it was really just us three. Obviously my aunts and my nans and all those people was close to me as well, so we was always together, my cousins and stuff like that. So yeah, man, growing up was cool, man. Brixton's a nice place to grow up for the most part, like I said. But shit was cool, man. Football was my thing, and then school was just, you know, school you got to be done. School's got to be done.
It's got to get done. So we're gonna touch upon like obviously a bit more of your like personal life as the podcast goes on. But so you're saying 13 you're playing football, so at 13, is that when you start playing basketball, or were you playing basketball before that?
So my journey with basketball, so it technically started a bit earlier than that, because when I was younger, my mum, my aunt they used to do like Zumba or like step classes with like that stuff they used to do at Brixton Rec.
Okay.
So when they're doing that,
they do everything at Brixton.
Bro, at Brixton Rec, you could do so many things. They got like, if you're on the bottom level, they used to have not the shuffle ball. They used to have like the old people bowling.
Boccia.
Yeah, that one. They used to have that. Yeah. So like you look down and you'd be seeing people playing that. Upstairs, you got the gyms where you had top cats doing their thing. Yeah. You got classes. You got the gym now. They got swimming. You could do everything at Brixton Rec. Yeah. So yeah, they used to do those classes, and at the same time, so me and my sister and my cousin, who were all within a year of each other, so all pretty much the same age. At first we did swimming, and then when we got a little bit older, we did basketball with Top Cats. Yeah. So I would occasionally go there and do a little basketball there, but I never really took it seriously. It was just literally because my mum and my aunt were busy. Yeah. So really it started when I was 13, but I'd had a little bit of training. So when I started playing properly at like 13, 14, I can make it like a layup, but not much more than that. So
13, 14 is late, bro. What, I mean, in the worldwide scheme of things, 13, 14 is late.
Yeah, it was fairly late. And bro, because like I said, I was playing football until then. So it wasn't until this was probably year 8. Yeah. Year 7 or year 8. Yeah, probably year 8.
Year 8.
Year 8. So we had a school tournament for basketball. Yeah. And obviously I was tall at the time. And so there's like, we're just going to put a team together. And like, I'd shown in like PE and stuff that I could like make a layup, and I was, half decent. At that time, if you can do that, you're basically Michael Jordan in a school that everyone plays football. Bro, it's literally I can make layups with both hands. So I was like, okay, cool. Like I can dribble past someone. He's over 6 foot. Yeah, you're on the team still. So that was literally our team. Our team was just a bunch of like athletes. It was just the best people at all the sports. Pretty much played on every team. So the football team, was the basketball team, was the rugby team, was the cricket team, was everything. Yeah. And then you maybe had like a couple people in and out, but that was basically it. So I was on all the sports teams. Yeah. So
is there any sports you didn't like playing at school?
That I didn't like?
Just a jack of
not really, to be honest, because at school you do obviously the basics. So you do football, basketball. We did rugby because we used to go like off-site to do PE. We used to go like a park, so we would do that stuff. Where I went secondary school was next to Oval Cricket Ground. I went to Tennyson's. Okay. So it's next to Oval Cricket Ground. We would go there and do cricket sometimes, badminton. And like literally, I was just like, I would always want to be the best at all the sports. So I would try and be good at all of them. So yeah, it was only playing this tournament with the school that I was like, okay, cool. And that's why I got scouted by my coach at Pioneers. Yeah. And that's how the basketball kind of, that's how it started, because
Greenhouse Pioneers.
Okay. Yeah. So
that's interesting. Hold on, sorry. Before you carry on with that, so you're in the same vicinity as Top Cats.
Yeah.
Top Cats don't pick you up?
So, but this is when I was young. Like, this was before then. So these times I was probably like, I want to say maybe like 7, 8. Yeah. 8, 9. So yeah, it wasn't until later on that because up until that point, and this was like a weekend thing. So maybe like one session a week while I was going Top Cats.
So you saw the court, but it wasn't like.
So I saw the court, but I wasn't thinking, I actually want to do this. It was like, I can't stay home by myself. I got to go do something. They didn't do football they might have done it at rec, but they was like, basketball was the thing. It was easier to get into, so that was why I did it. And so yeah, Top Cats at that point, it was, after that I didn't go again. Yeah. Okay. So it wasn't until later on that basketball became a thing, because when at that tournament with the school, that's when Greenhouse Pioneers, one of the coaches, was like, you're tall, you actually, you're half decent compared to the rest of the...
Do you remember the name of the coach?
Who first saw me? I think it was Dodie. I think it was Coach Dodie. Shout out Coach Dodie. Stockholm legend. Yeah.
So we're in Pioneers, yeah?
We're in Pioneers, yeah.
So from Pioneers, now you're like, when you step into the gym, it's your first time, yeah? What was it like? Who was playing? Was it one of them things you walk in, it's like, oh bro, that everyone's a freak athlete, dudes are dunking the ball. You're coming from school, you can make both layups with both hands.
You know the thing? The crazy thing is, obviously I could tell these man were way better than me, because them man was actually like, them times at Stockholm, they was actually doing it, because it was Greenhouse. The Greenhouse Pioneers team was basically the Stockholm school team with a couple other people. Okay. So all them man knew each other. Them man was all good. They was all playing already. So this is RJ. Yeah. These guys here, Martel, Dot, and all guys. They don't play as much anymore. But back in the day, like I'm walking into the gym, I'm like, who are these guys? They're like, they can actually play ball. Like they're actually good. And then some of the older guys like Ola and these guys and Charles and all of these guys, Kavon Mo, all of these guys that were there. I'm like, all right, this is serious. Like I actually I was by far the worst, because like literally I could just about make a couple of layups sort of thing. So walking in them first sessions, I was like, I don't know if I actually want to do this anymore sort of thing. But obviously for me, it was something fun, it was something different. And I was still playing football a little bit like together, so I was doing both at the same time. So my weekends would be one basketball game, one football game sort of thing. And then after a while, I was like, okay, maybe it might be just a basketball thing, because football, football's like in the UK. If you're not going somewhere at a young age, once you get to 13, 14, if you're not like in an academy or something like that, it's a bit techie. Like
Pack
that,
it in, mate.
yeah, at that point it's like it's probably not gonna happen, sort of thing. So I was like, okay, let's see what basketball happens, and then so obviously I got better. I got a lot better throughout that first year, so much so that after that first year I made you know how they did the regional training sessions. I made one of those, and then I made like the England under-14 squad after that first year. So from then I was like, oh, okay, you know, basketball's going well right now, so let's just keep it going, and that's how, you know, sort of flowed on from there.
Dope. So you make England, like you're becoming more established in basketball now. Are you now thinking of it as like, okay, I've dumped off football, or I can't really play football anymore? Are you now like, I'm gonna be a professional athlete and I want to do it in basketball? Like, was being a professional athlete always the goal? Like, was the dream at that point be like, I want to make it as a professional athlete in basketball?
So it didn't. I think the dream with basketball, it materialized a lot later.
Okay.
I think at that point it was just something fun.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this is cool, you know, just sort of see where this goes. And also, I didn't really know about basketball. I didn't really know like what the pathway to success for basketball was.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, football, I knew, okay, academy, cool. You play in an academy, go to the pros, da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
But for basketball, I had no idea about college, or I had no idea about the pros or anything like this. So when I first started playing in these times here, I'm just like, okay, I'm just having fun. I'm just enjoying myself. You know, cool games on the weekend, cool being around the team, stuff like this. So it was literally just, at that point, it was for fun. Then it wasn't until, I guess, when I went to Italy and I sort of saw how that was going, that I was like, oh, okay, this could actually be, this could be something. This actually could be how my life goes, sort of thing.
Sure.
So yeah, that first part was definitely just, you know, enjoying it, and like I said, I just love sports, so just having fun on the weekends and that.
So from my understanding, you went abroad early.
Yeah.
Early in your career.
15.
So we're talking 15, bro. Like, bearing in mind you started basketball 2 years before that.
Yeah.
And like, you're 6'7"?
6'5", 6'6".
You're 6'5".
If you ask the right people, I'm 6'8".
If we ask them, if we check basketball, the online basketball.
If you look online,
6'8".
if you look on the Italian league website, I'm 6'7". So, you know, if you ask me, I'm gonna say 6'7". If you measure me, I'm like 6'5.5".
So you're 6'7" now.
Yeah.
At that time, what we're talking, like as a youth, or 6 foot?
At that time I was probably a bit taller. 14, I was probably like 6'4".
Okay, so you grew early.
Yeah, I grew early. Yeah.
And only playing basketball for 2 years. We'll see if we can get some clips up or some footage. If you got any footage of that time, I'd love to see it.
I'm gonna see if I can get some.
But you know, just to reference a previous episode we had, spoke to Ryan, and it's similar to you. Like, he went abroad when he was young. You know, the pathway here wasn't really showing him a path to success. How does that happen? How do we go from playing basketball, like, for fun, football being your main sport, to now we're in Italy?
Yeah, no. So that story is so obviously in my years at Pioneers, I had a lot of great coaches. So shout out to all of them, Peter, Pedrag, Alan, Gary, like all these guys. That's some of them are still coaching now. You know, I had those guys. I had great coaches around me. I had great people around me. Not to mention all my teammates. So the Pioneers thing, the Italy thing from Pioneers, it came because so Pedrag, who was like the head boss at Greenhouse, so he knew an agent, and at this time it was the same agent that Jules had, because Jules did what I did. He just did it a couple of years before.
Jules Dang.
Yeah, okay. Jules Dang. So he did the same thing. He went to Slovenia, I think around the same age, but obviously he's a couple of years older, so he had done it like recently before I did.
Okay.
So Pedro put me in touch with his agent, and I ended up going to Slovenia to basically do a couple of like practice sessions where Jules was actually.
Bro, imagine having an agent at 15. That's
yeah,
crazy.
so basically for this agent to see me and sort of say, okay, yeah, cool, I want to represent him, you know, da. So I go there, I do these couple of practices. The agent likes what you see, sort of thing. Like, okay, cool, I'm gonna represent you, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So I was like, cool, I don't really know how this works, so it's like, you know, let's just see what I go on, sort of thing.
And what was your mom saying?
My mom was just like, she was like, oh, this is cool, but like, you know, she didn't really know, because obviously she loves sports, so she used to play netball when she was young, and she did like athletics and that. But again, she don't know about professional sports, so she was seeing it as like, oh, this could be an opportunity for something. So she was super supportive of it, because again, she could see I was enjoying it, and she could see I was doing well, so she was just super supportive of it from the start.
That's wicked, man.
Yeah, so I'm super thankful for that, because you know, it could have been very easy to say, yeah, you're not doing none of this, you know, you're gonna stay home and study. But it was like, you know, you've always loved sports. If you could actually do something with it, then
chase it. Yeah,
exactly. So so this agent sees me, and then that summer we had Europeans with England, and it was under 16s, I want to say. Yeah, so we go into the tournament, and I didn't know this until at the time, but there was a couple scouts from teams in Italy coming to watch me.
Yeah.
You know, obviously my agent had been in touch, but like, okay, I got this guy from the UK, you know, come watch him play, see what you think, sort of thing. So I go into those Euros and just, you know, unaware of this, and I'm just playing, you know.
And do you have any idea like what the level is like in Europe at that point?
Nah, bro, I had literally no idea. Like, I didn't know about EuroLeague, I didn't know about domestic leagues overseas, I didn't know anything. Like, literally, I was
raw talent.
Just
this kid's got potential.
Literally, bro, it was just potential. You know, he's a good kid. He's coachable. These things like this. I was like, because I didn't jump off the page athletically. You know, I wasn't a crazy shooter at this time. You know, I didn't have an attribute like, you know, skill wise that stood out and said, right, this guy could be da 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 da. But you know, I worked hard, coachable, these kind of things here, and I was like, cool, this has got me so far. And obviously, I wasn't a scrub. Like, I knew how to play, but again, I had nothing that stood off the page like that. So obviously, I played this tournament. And these coaches that come from Italy, they see potential. They're like, okay, you know, we could work. There's something we can work with here, sort of thing. So after Europeans end, they get in touch with my agent, who obviously gets in touch with me and my mum, Pedro, and all the coaches, and they're like, okay, cool. This team wants to come, you know, wants you to come out and trial with them. This is Angelico Biella. So this is the team I ended up going to. It's like, yeah, they want you to come out for a trial, go for a week, you know, see how the organization runs, you know, do a couple of practices, stuff like this. I was like, right, it's moving quick. This is mad. Yeah. Like,
So what was your first experience on court like?
So when I get out there, my first experience was like, oh, it's obviously it's in their gym, so it's in a, you know, 5,000 capacity arena, stuff like this. Right. And I'm like, this is mad.
Serious.
Like, I didn't know this was even a thing.
This come a long way from Brixton Rec.
I was in Brixton Rec on top cut practice, that hot ass gym, like just doing layup drills and stuff. And then now I'm here, you know, and I'm practicing with I'm watching a professional team practice, and I'm practicing with, you know, a junior team, and they've all got practice kits. I'm like, I was back in Pioneers, we just wearing whatever sort of thing. You know, we only got kit on game days. I'm like, these lot get practice kit. They got bags and everything. Like, it's all professional. It was all, you know, a situation. So I was like, this is cool. This is nice. And so I'm doing practicing with the team for that week. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm holding my own. You know, I'm not doing too bad. I could see that how they'd been coached, and like they've just, you know, they'd been coached from an early age, like from whatever it was 10, 9, or whatever they started playing. Okay, so these lot could all shoot, or like pretty much everyone could shoot, sort of thing. Like, just those kind of things, those fundamentals are like, right, okay, they're a bit ahead, but then physically I was still, okay, I can hold my own, like, I can bully these guys, you know, stuff like this. But I was like, there's a lot that I still don't know. Like, I was traveling like a motherfucker out there. Like, bro, I was just, I didn't have no footwork. Like, it was just, because it was like something it was stuff I hadn't learned, like, or not even stuff I hadn't learned. I just, you know, I wasn't.
You hadn't been in the environment.
I hadn't been in the environment enough, because obviously when you're in the UK, you do team practices. It's team practices, so you don't do as much individual, or you have to split it, so you don't have as much time. But here they're doing individuals, they're doing team practices, they're doing lifts, they're doing all of this stuff that we're not doing, just because we don't have the time or the facility, or for different reasons. So I'm like, all right, this is serious. Then it was telling me, okay, yeah, this would be like your schedule. Obviously, you wouldn't go to school here. I still did school online, so I do my GCSEs and stuff online.
And this is still very much them being like, this is what it would be.
Like, this is what it would be.
It's not a thing of like, you've accepted and this is happening.
Yeah, no, this is like, they're just telling me, okay, this is what things would be like. You know, you do individuals in the morning with the men's team, like pretty much straight away. Yeah. And then afternoon, you'd have team practices with your under 17, under 19 team, whichever one was, because it was basically the same team with like maybe 3 or 4, like actual under 19s, and the rest was like under 17s that we played up and stuff. So
at that point, are you like thinking, 100% I'm doing this, like there's no way I'm going back?
So there was doubts purely because it was going to be such a big change.
Yeah.
So it was going to be moving to another country. Obviously, it was just me by myself.
Yeah.
So it wasn't going to be with anyone. So I was going to have to, you know, learn a new language and make friends, and basically complete change how my life was going. Because at that point I was, you know, going to school, cool, playing ball on the weekends, and it was fine. It was cool. But this was going to be a whole different. This was like, my life was going to be ball.
Yeah, facts, bro.
Like, it wasn't going to be ball as part of my life. It's going to be this is it right now.
Yeah.
And the city, like, it's not a big city, so it's not even like I got hella things I could do. Or
where in Italy was it?
So this is in the north. Like, this is like slightly north of Milan.
Okay.
And obviously, like, Milan's a big city, but where this is maybe like, I want to say 70,000 people.
What's the most comparable place to it, like in England?
I don't even know.
So if Milan is London,
Milan's a London. This is a
Milton Keynes.
This is it's smaller than Milton Keynes, bro.
Really?
But I'm saying there might be like 80,000 people there.
Okay.
But it's like one of those, you know. But it's 80,000 people in the whole region. The actual city,
maybe like
30, 40. So, bro, it's small. It's small. I could run from one end to the other, bro. It's one of them ones, like, it was...
You're like, hey, it's the British kid.
Yeah, it's like, oh, he plays, why is he just running around? I was like, because I was bored. I needed to walk, and I could walk to the other end of the city in an hour, sort of thing. Like, it was one of those ones. But it helped, because for ball, it was cool, because it meant I can lock in. I know I'm not going to have hella distractions, but for life in general, it made it harder, because... obviously I'm there, and in my down
boy, bro.
Bro, I'm coming from London, bro. I'm coming from London to a little ass city. Yeah. I'm like, this is crazy. Like, I'm used to going out, seeing friends, doing stuff. We'll go Central, we'll do stuff, we'll go out, we'll play, just doing stuff. Here, it was like, stuff closes. Weekend is Sunday. There's nothing to do. I'm like, bro, Sunday's my day off. Like, what do you mean there's nothing to do? I got to just sit and and do nothing. And so that was a big adjustment. Yeah. But like I said, for ball, it was good, because it meant I could lock in. It meant during the week, there wasn't that many distractions. So I was like, okay, cool. I got these 2 practices today, or my individual, my art. I'm cool. That's going to be my day. I'm cool.
Cool. So before you locked in to being in the Italian Milton Keynes or whatever it was at the time, yeah. So you've had the exposure experience, yeah. So you fly back home now with your agent, I'm imagining. You get to yard. What's the conversation like with your March? Because I'm trying to imagine if I was in your shoes, yeah, and I got this from my mum. Listen, I just came back from Italy. I'm going back. You ain't gonna see me for a little while.
So for me, I was like, again, I was kind of not tossing between a decision, but I was obviously uncertain because of how big the step was. My mum had my bags packed.
Is it?
She was sending me out the door. Like, she was ready, because obviously she saw it big picture style. Like, I'm seeing it in the moment as, I ain't gonna have no friends. Like, I ain't gonna have no friends. I ain't gonna have no family. I ain't gonna have no girls. I ain't gonna have no nothing. I'm gonna have no life, sort of thing, for these next however many years it was.
The John you've been talking to since year 7.
Bro, the
plot is
like, we was on a date last week. I might not see her again for 4 years. This is crazy. So now
at 15,
bro, at 15,
your whole world,
bro. Like, bro, I'm thinking, I want to have time. I want to have, and just the crazy thing is, obviously, Tennessee is an all-boys school. Yeah. So I'm not seeing females 9 to 5. Yeah. So the weekends, I need to enjoy myself. We're going out, we're doing things, whatever it is. And I'm going to go to another country where I don't even speak the language, and I can't speak to people, and da-da-da-da-da. Yeah. But she was like, Carl, you got to see it like this. This is an opportunity that don't come for everyone. Yeah. It's not going to be something that might not come again. Like, if you don't take it now, it might not, come around again. It's not something that comes around every day, not for everyone. So I'm like, if you go and just try, at least you can say you tried, you can see what, but if you don't go, you're going to regret it. Yeah. You're going to look back in 10 years when you probably don't even have the same friends that you did, that you're trying to hold on to, and you're going to look back, like, what if I actually went? Yeah. And like, this time I might even have been a basketball player, I might have been just working a normal job and living a normal life. It might have been cool, but it's like, I could have done something way more. I could have been this, could have been that. So I was like, okay, kind of got a point. Like, I kind of got to try this. I could become a professional athlete here. So, that was like, okay, cool.
So visa stamped, yeah?
Visa stamped.
We're in Italy. Boom. You're now in the trenches. You're doing your practices week by week, all of this. But now you're 16-ish, I guess, you finish your GCSEs as per se. I guess, like, while you're there, like, you're just, from 16, you're basically professional, in a professional basketball environment. No sixth form, no college. Nah. Like, just straight into it. I guess the thing you were learning was Italian.
Yeah, so...
and basketball, that's what you were studying.
Bro, that first year was my last GCSE year. And obviously, the last GCSE, you're not really learning anything new. You're just doing coursework and you're going over things you kind of already know. So it wasn't that bad. Like, I was having to learn hella new things online. Yeah. So it was mainly just me doing coursework, send it to my teachers. They'll make corrections or, give pointers or notes. And I'll be like, okay, cool, fix this, da-da-da-da. Yeah. Came back, did my exams, all good, cool. Got the results I needed, and then cool. But that year was short because I'd only done Euros. Euros was end of August. Yeah, I didn't actually sign my deal and fly out till mid-November. So I've already missed a couple months of the season. Then to get the paperwork and everything from the UK to Italy for me to be able to play, that didn't come through till February. Yeah. So I'm there for the first 2-3 months. I wasn't playing. I'm just practicing. Wow. I did that at Christmas break where I came home for like 2 weeks. Yeah. So that first year I wasn't really there. Then a crazy story happens that, so where we lived was like Unia comes. And so we had like every Tuesday, they had people that came and clean our apartments. So like, okay, cool. Every Tuesday, the people gonna come knock on the door. Yeah. You want your apartment cleaned? Yes, please. Da-da-da-da. And because there was like 3 of us, 3 players to each apartment. Yeah.
Who were you living with? Were you living with other people that were like your age? Or like...
I was living with other teammates.
Okay, cool,
other teammates that were like, they were Italian, but they were from other parts of Italy.
Okay, dope.
So they were there doing them, but they would like go to school and that. So most of the day would just be me.
Yeah.
And so a Tuesday comes around and I didn't really speak Italian.
Yeah.
So like the cleaners come in, they knock, but while the cleaners are cleaning, I have to leave to go practice.
Yeah.
But like the woman asked me something, I didn't know how to respond.
Yeah.
So I just walk out. I'm thinking, okay, cool. When they're done, they're gonna close, leave the door behind. I don't know what I said in response to what her question was, but somehow she understood leave the door open or like leave it unlocked.
Yeah.
So we get back from practice now. My laptop's gone. My teammates, I think it was his PSP or hit some kind of console gone.
Swear down.
Yeah. So they came into our room and they took like basically all the electrics that were there, all the electronics. My problem was obviously all my work was on my laptop.
Yeah.
Memory card, where was it? In the laptop.
Oh.
So all that's gone. So all the coursework I had done for those 3-4 months up until that point, none of it's all of it's gone. So then I'm like, this is peak. Like if I'm gonna pass my exams, I need this. Like I need, I was like, I gotta go back home.
Yeah, this was a time before like, this is what we're talking like 2000.
This is 2014. This is early 2014.
So like backup is like a thing. But
So
like,
backup ain't like it's a thing, but it's not a thing. The backup was the memory stick, which was in the computer. So I'm like, I got nothing.
Yeah.
So I said to my coach, I was like, listen, I gotta go home. Like, if I need to pass the exams, I have to go home. I don't have a laptop. I can't study. I can't do anything. I can't revise. I need to go home. Yeah. And he's like, but because the rule in Italy is to become like to play as an Italian. So like to play within like naturalized rule, you have to play 4 years as a junior and play a certain amount of games.
Okay.
If I left at that time, I wouldn't have had enough games. Like I wouldn't have met the criteria, to then become, a naturalized Italian player.
Okay.
Luckily, they changed the next season. They changed it. So at that point, it was under 17s, under 19s. That next year, they changed it to under 18s, under 20s. So it gave me an extra year to then be able to get the accreditation to become like naturalized in the eyes of the Italian league. So luckily, it worked out.
For those of people that listen that don't understand what a naturalized player is, or what is that?
Yeah, so it basically means you're from like in the eyes of the league, you're from that country. So because I played those 4 years as a junior, and I played, I think it was 14 games, it was like the minimum. Because you play those amount of games, now in any Italian league, I'm classed as an Italian. Yeah. So as you have your Italians or your homegrown and your foreigners in every domestic league, I'm now classed as a homegrown or classed as an Italian player. Yeah. So I don't take up a foreigner roster spot, which is beneficial for Italian teams and stuff, and beneficial for me as well. So
something that we should all be able to learn from.
Yeah, for sure.
No shade, shade.
Exactly. But we know where it's going. So obviously when that happened, I was like, cool, I gotta go home. So I ended up coming home that year in like March. So that year I'd only been in Italy for like 3-4 months. Yeah. So it was crazy. I come home in March, and everyone's like, "Oh, what happened? Like you got cut? Like what? Like why are you back so early?" I'm like, "No, I came back. I got to do exams. I got to finish school, get the bits of paper, stuff like that." But it was tough because I was back home from March till like August. Yeah. So I went back to living normal life. I went back to school. Yeah. I went back to everything. I had a nice summer. Like I enjoyed myself.
All of the shorty that you're seeing on the weekends.
Babes, I'm back.
Baby,
I said, babes, I'm back. It's only been 4 months. Don't forget me. I'm back. So I was back living normal life again. So I almost forgot I had to go back to Italy. Like I almost forgot because I had a good summer. We had Euros again. We got promoted that summer. I had a great summer. Like I had a great time being back. So I was like, oh crap, I actually have to go back to Italy. Like, it's so that next year I'm like, okay, cool. Going into that next year, I'm like, cool, this is how it's really gonna start. I'm gonna be there the whole year. And so I started learning Italian from early. And that definitely helped because it got to like maybe halfway through the year and I could have a little conversation with people here and there. So it meant I could communicate and things became life became a little bit easier.
What was the most what was like an awkward moment that you had where like the language barrier was really a problem? Like if there was one.
So I think the biggest one was like when we went out as a team. Yeah. Because on the court, like I learned basketball terminology quick. Yeah. So I wasn't really messing up that much. Like it was basically when we was outside as a group, or like when we was talking to people, that's when I would mess up a lot. Yeah. Because that's when it was like conversational, which wasn't stuff I was saying all the time. Yeah. So I remember the word for crazy in Italian is pazzo. Okay. The word for dick is cazzo. Yeah. So follow me on this, yeah. So I'm saying to someone, I'm crazy.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, io sono cazzo, which means I am dick. So this is what I keep saying to this person, trying to tell them I'm crazy, like, sort of thing. Or like, the situation was crazy, something like this, but I kept saying dick instead of crazy.
Yeah.
So everyone's looking at me like, what are you talking about? Like this, how is this situation? And then I clocked in my head, I was like, yeah, and then I was silent. I didn't say nothing else because I was like, yeah, this is, I need to study a little more. I need to study a little harder. I'm not ready yet. I need to get better. Yeah. And so, yeah, that was that one time. But after that, it was.
But now you speak fluent Italian.
Now I'm fluent.
It's crazy, bro.
Yeah, now you wouldn't even know.
I must be on my phone, yeah. Oh my days, bro. Literally, this is like a couple weeks ago. I must be on my phone, yeah. And like, I scrolling past, yeah. And like, I see Carl's face, yeah. And like I had to double take. I had to go back because obviously the audio was like so jarring to me. I was like, oh, this is a different language. I'm not watching this video. And I was like, hold on, was that Carl? And I go back here. I'm like, dude, speaking the whole interview in Italian, bro. In my head, bro, you don't understand how like impressed I was because I was like, this guy's like actually just a dude from London.
From the end, bro. Literally just a normal guy. And then when I came back like the first couple of years, and people were like, you speak Italian now? I was like, yeah, like I'm fluent. Like, like, you're lying. I'm like, I'll show them like interviews and stuff I've done. They'd be like, raw, that's crazy. And I'm like,
crazy, man.
Yeah, because I did lessons. Like there was a local school that did lessons and stuff for international students. So I would go there with one of my teammates as well, actually, and we would learn Italian. So I learned like the proper way. So, and then obviously I'm around it all the time, so it made it a lot easier to learn. So yeah, I was coming back. After like my first, second year, I was back and I was like, yeah, I'm fluent, I'm good, sort of thing.
Ciao, sono Carl Wheatle e oggi provo a indovinare tutti i giocatori della Lega Basket da A a Z. Abbas, Bilan, Casarin.
So we'll go back to basketball for now. So we've gone through like, I guess 16 to 18. So I guess now you are considered a men's basketball player fully, yeah? At this point in your career, what's going on? So like, are you competing for a championship with your team in Italy? It's like you're fully established, you can now be a naturalized player. Go from there, what's happening?
Yeah, so my rookie year when I was 18. So those 3 years I played with the juniors. No, 2 I guess, considering that first year, which was a bit, I wasn't there for long. So yeah, after that third year, I started playing with the men's team. So I was 18 at the time. And it became a whole different like kettle of fish. So obviously the juniors was
the biggest difference?
A lot of it was the physicality, because obviously when I was like 17, 18, I was still like fairly physically imposing compared to like the average like team of under 18s or Italians that we were playing. So I was like, cool, I could sort of have my way physically and stuff like that. And it was like, I could still muscle guys and da-da-da-da-da. But obviously getting to the pros and to the men's, I'm like, okay, I'm playing against grown men now. It's different. Like obviously there's still mismatches where you can do it, but for the most part, I was like, oh, okay, this is,
everyone is strong.
Everyone's stronger than everyone I was playing against last year, sort of thing. And obviously guys are just technically better. They've been pros for years and that, so obviously technically better. And then when you're in the juniors, like teams will play, they'll have sets and stuff, but like they don't really run sets. Like you don't really, it's like give the ball to your best players, let them create, and then you're gonna win most of the time off that.
Yeah.
Here it's like, okay, I got to be ready to guard, a pin down, and if the guy don't get off the pin down, then the flare's coming behind, and then it's like, okay, cool. Now there's a pick and roll that goes into something else, and then I'm like, this is a whole different style of basketball. It's a whole different level.
Do you have a moment that you remember that was like, shit, like, so I'm really here now?
Yeah. So this is, do you know what it is? This is more practice than anything.
Okay.
Because
it'd be like that though,
bro. Because obviously, and my rookie year, we were really good.
Yeah.
So my rookie year, we went 24-6. We went 15-0 at home.
Yeah.
The only game we lost at home in that whole season was Game 5 of the first round.
Yeah.
And we got knocked out. So that was the only loss we had at home, which was peak. I was pissed.
I was so pissed, bro.
I was even playing. I was a rookie, so in the playoffs, my minutes were gone. I played the first couple of games, and then after that was so decreased. But like just to lose that way. But yeah, so during the year, so our 2 guard, shout out Jazz.
Yeah. Shout
out Jazz Ferguson, bucket. Been a bucket since I've known him. And so he was one of my vets my rookie year, and he would cook me in practice. He was frying me because
was he talking as well?
The thing is, he wasn't even talking crazy to me because I was young at the time, but he was like, it was subtle talk. So he'd be like, nope, just nope. And so it's like, it's not even, it's ad-libs, and I'm like, oh, allow it, bro. Like, I'm just like, but I respect it, and I hope that he didn't, like, he went at me in practice because it made me it helped my defense so much having to guard guys like that, because he averaged a 20 piece for like 3 straight seasons at that team.
Yeah.
So I'm like, he's scoring. Like, he's led the league in scoring, like pretty much everywhere he's gone. He's still doing it now. He's like 35. So having to guard something like that in practice every day is automatically making me a better defender because I'm looking, okay, yeah, this guy can go. Let me see if I can shut him down in practice. And I'm going into a game on a Sunday. I'm like, I know this guy don't score better than Jazz. Yeah. So I'm all right. Like, I'm cool. Like, you know, I'm gonna be all right. So it's mainly that, you know, going against guys like that in practice. So looking back, I'm like, okay, yeah, practice was, you know, for me, it was tough. And then obviously the games, you know, you had tough games and tough opponents. But, you know, that was like my welcome to the, because in, you know, in the juniors, like, I wasn't worried about guarding anyone on my team. So I think I could guard pretty much everyone. So getting to the pros, it was humbling.
So tell me about your championship that you won whilst you were out there.
Yeah, so this is a few years later when I'm.
And is this still was that still for the same team you played junior for?
No, so this is a different team. So this was my second team I went to, Pistoia, which I left Biella after like 3 seasons. Yeah. With the men's, and I went to Pistoia, and my first team Pistoia was A1 actually, so it was Serie A, and then that was the year COVID happened. Yeah. So after COVID happened, the team had like money problems and that, so we self-relegated ourselves back to A2. Yeah. And so we played that for a couple of years, and we had
Solent Kestrel's vibes. Sorry. It's referencing bare British.
I hear it, bro. I hear it.
That's what happened to Solent, bro.
Hey,
I don't know if it was a COVID thing, but yeah, that's what happened.
So, bro, it hit a lot of teams, innit? So, like my old team, they didn't even around no more because COVID just cooked them. Like,
really?
So, yeah, bro. COVID hit.
And COVID hit Italy.
It hit bad and it hit hard for a lot of people because obviously then the next season we played with no fans. Yeah. And for teams like that, you made a lot of money off tickets and stuff like that. So when you lose, when you lose them a year, it's like, look at its peak. Like after that, it's techie. So yeah, my Pistoia, and this is my 4th year there. So obviously COVID kind of shut down that first year. Next year was no fans. So those first 2 years was like, it was a bit of a write-off because I played 1.5 years, and one of those years was no fans. So I was like, yeah. So that 3rd year now, we made the semi-finals of the playoffs, losing game 5. So it's like, damn, we're right there. Yeah. In that summer, I'm super close to leaving. Like when I say a deal with another team is pretty much signed. Like it's pretty much done. At the 11th hour, I changed my mind. I'm like, we got something unfinished that we got to run it back. So I changed my mind and I signed back for another year. I'm like, cool, we're going to see, you know, I think we got this. And that's the year we ended up winning. So to win that championship was amazing just because I bet on myself and going back to that team and think, okay, cool, we're gonna make this happen because we got so close to making the finals. And then that year that we won it, we weren't supposed to win. So
what do you mean?
Like, you know, when you look at the start of the season, you look at the teams, you're like, okay, this team will be this team will be this. Yeah. Ours was like, this team will make playoffs. Yeah. Like, this team will be all right, they'll make playoffs, but they'll lose in the second round.
Was it a bit like, why are we watching OKC and Indiana right now?
Almost. Like, because OKC was like, all right, cool, they could get there. Like, they were first the whole year, you know. They might be young, but they could get there. Yeah. Indiana was like, where did this come from?
What the hell?
Like, bro, literally, I'm like, okay, in the regular season, they're good. Yeah, good team. Play well, you know, fast-paced, defensive, but
are they beating that?
But are they beating the Knicks, the Celtics, the Cavs, like, and they beat all of them? Yeah, they did. Okay, they didn't play the Celtics, but like they played, you know, they beat everyone they played.
Yeah,
like,
they played a team that beat the Celtics.
They pretty much swept the Cavs. I know injuries, but I don't want to hear that because you can only play who's in front of you. Like, if someone gets injured, I can't play you. That's not my problem. Like, get healthy, but I can only play who's in front of me at the time. So you still have to play and beat the teams because star goes down, someone's going to step up, or some people are going to, you know, try to do more. So you still got to play these teams and beat them. So you beat them, beat the Knicks, get to the finals, and they're close, bro. Yeah. Like, and then I might be, you know, being hypocritical now, or Halliburton gets hurt, but like you're still there. Like until it got to a blowout, they were still there. TJ McConnell started going crazy. You're still right there, sort of thing. So that year for us that we won the chip. Again, it was because our foreign players, we had 2 foreigners, and it was their first years in Italy. So everyone's looking at it like, we don't know what they're going to give. They don't want The Italian group was solid. Everyone's like, yeah, cool. Second round exit, made the playoffs comfy.
It's a good year.
Good year. Like, he made the playoffs, you know, it's cool. We're good. But it was like, we got something here. Yeah. And also because the team chemistry on that team was through the roof. Yeah. Like, we loved, you know, just being on the same team with one another. Like, we would enjoy going to practice. We would have dinners. We would do stuff off the court. You know, we just really fucked with each other. So because of that, it made it so much more pleasurable to be part of that team. Because again, we weren't the best team on paper, but every time we stepped on the court, we was vibing. We was having a good time, and then we were good as well. Yeah. So that made us even better. The fact that we had such great team chemistry. So we get to the playoffs that year. First round, we win 4. We win 3-1. Cool. Get to the semis against a team that on paper they should have won it. Yeah. On paper they're better than us. maybe in every position. So like, all right, cool. See what I got. So they have home court. We lose the first 2. Like, all right, cool.
And it's out of 7.
Now this is best of 5.
Best of 5.
Best of 5.
Okay,
So first to 3, yeah. So we lose the first 2 at home. I'm like, all right, cool. But we're close in both of them. Like game 1, we literally lose on a game winner. So like, but like,
tough.
Whenever you play a best of 5 and you're not the home team, that first game, if you get that, you got a good chance because now all the pressure's on them in game 2, and even if they tie it up, now you got 3 and 4 at home, and you're alright. Like especially if the series is even,
you ain't got to travel.
You know, you got a chance to close it out at home. That's all you want. Like all you want is still one of those first 2. You got a chance, sort of thing. So when you lose both of those, it's like we're down, and it's not great, but you know, play game 3. We win game 3. You know, I was like, alright, cool. You know, we're in the series now. We got a win. We got a foothold. Yeah. Win game 4, and anything can happen, sort of thing. Yeah. So we get game 4 as well. Now it's like, cool. We did what we needed to do, sort of thing, because we held home court. Yeah. Now the pressure's all on them. Yeah. They're the team that's supposed to win. They have to win. Game 5, anything can happen. Yeah, you know, it's one of those ones where my thing with a game 5 or a game 7 or whatever it is, it's either super close. Yeah. And the away team might catch it, or it's a blowout. It's a blowout. Yeah. It's a blowout. That's usually how it goes. Mm-hmm. Because you know the energy and everything that goes into it, like you know that home team, if they come out the right way,
and they're on a run,
they're on a run, and then you know those 1, 2, 3s dunk. Damn, suddenly you're down 15 players. In a game 7. You might not have it. Those legs are a little heavier, but no, if you keep it close, you might find something. Now the crowd is a bit, everyone's a bit, you know, we're at home, we need to win. So game 5, that's how it was for us. Yeah, kept that bitch close as possible. Yeah, and in the 4th quarter, now when the crowd's a bit angsty and they're a bit, we start hitting shit. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Now we're up 10. Now everyone's like, oh shit.
What's that atmosphere like abroad, man? Bro, we talk about European atmosphere all the time, but you've really, really lived it.
So to be in them situations where, and I like that one more because it's like everyone's against you. Yeah. So you're hitting shots and you're making plays and you lot are getting hyped and everyone's like, fuck. You can just hear everyone like, no, nah. They're screaming at their players, wake up, do something, help, like, you know, save us. Like, this is our season. So, like, and to see the panic in the crowd, I'm like, yes. I'm like, yes, you guys brought this on yourselves, you know. So
sometimes playing the villain is fun.
Bro, playing the villain is fun sometimes, bro. Now I see what the Joker was saying. Bro, I see what these men are saying. Bro, like, because it's like, you know, to be in that situations where like, we beat you lot in your own home, you know, we're sending you lot home, you lot was talking all this stuff, Like, I see now, like, we're going to be in the finals, you lot are going home. Yeah, so, to be in a situation is super cool. And then we get to the finals, and the team we play in the finals, so they upset the other team in the semifinals. Yeah. So now we end up with home court in the finals. Yeah. I'm like, ooh. Yeah, Like, I'm thinking to myself, we might, guys,
you got to win the first 2.
We got to win the first 2, but we might, like, I was confident. At that point, when we got to the finals, I was like, we got home court. I know what our fans, like, brought to us to games. Yeah. I said, yeah, we might get one, guys.
Especially when you're in a position where they didn't think they would be in.
So we was like,
I know you sold out them tickets.
Bro, literally, as soon as we won that game 5, game 1 and game 2 was sold out. Yeah, of course. Was sold out for the final. So we're looking at it like, we might have something, guys. We might have something. Obviously, we got to lock in, you know, got to be ready, but I like our chances. Yeah. Game 1, game 2, we win. Yeah. We're leaving the gym after game 2. Everyone's looking at us like, guys, we're one away. Like, we're one away from the chip. The fans are telling us like, guys, one more. I'm like, guys, hey. Keep it there. In my head, I'm thinking, we won, like, bro.
And this is like your second year at the team?
This is our 4th, but like it's my 4th, like my only second like real year, because over the seasons were a bit. But so
it was COVID season. But would you say at that time were you like an established player on the squad? Like, were you
so I was
fan favorite.
Definitely fan favorite.
Oh, that's live.
So
bro.
To be at that point, and everyone's like, because you do the little lap after the game, and everyone's grabbing you and hugging you, like, one more. You're there screaming to the crowd, like, yeah. And it
screams in Italian,
bro. Literally, bro. Literally, they do like it's like that the whole time, and everyone's like you can see the passion and like the emotion in their eyes. Like, guys, one more, literally. So we go on the road now, and obviously we know they're gonna come out and they're trying to save their season. You know, if they lose, they've lost the chip and it's done. Game 3 is super close. Yeah. Game 3 super close, but they just about get it. But we're not worried because we're like, that was their best shot and they just beat us. Sort of thing. Like, I don't think they got that again. Yeah. Game 4 we win by 20. So game 4 we win by 20, and like going into that 4th quarter, I'm like, well, but like 10, 15 at this time.
Did you have home fans come as well? Like,
Yeah, we had maybe 500-600 people pull up.
Them man having a party.
Them man are excited, and I'm like, yeah, I think we got this, guys. Like it's looking good. Obviously, we still had to close it out, but you could tell the other team they didn't have nothing left.
Yeah,
you could tell every time they tried to throw a punch. Now we dodged that, threw one back. So it was like, and it was just demoralized. You could see the energy leaving their bodies as we were keeping that lead, and you know, as it's getting out to those last couple of minutes, and like every stoppage in play, or anytime they foul us and they send us to the line, I'm looking over to the bench. I'm like, guys, and then it was super cool.
Some good
Bro,
wine
it was
tonight.
super cool because I had my mom and my sister came out for the closeout game.
Dope.
So I'm looking over. I'm trying not to get emotional looking over because the game's still going on, but I'm like, guys, we're gonna win a chip. We're gonna win a chip. Like we're literally.
Facts.
And then obviously, buzzer goals we win. It's just emotion. Like everyone's it's an embrace. It's everyone's just, you know, the culmination of that season was just amazing because we had such a great group from the coaching staff, from the first man to the 12th, and
especially post-COVID as well, bro.
Bro,
like,
to do that,
being back in live sport,
literally, bro, and to do that, literally, the fact that we had to self-relegate ourselves, and then 2.5 years later we're back, and then we earned it on the court. Yeah. It made it so much sweeter. So then after, you know, everyone's hugging their families and stuff, and then we go up to the fans that are there, and we're all in the middle of the fans, you know, just having a great time.
Poznan, all of that,
bro. Literally just
crazy.
Going crazy, and then, you know, obviously we go for dinner after the win, because the only annoying thing about how we won it that year was that we didn't win it at home. Because you didn't have like the whole gym that converged on the court and all of that craziness. So that was the only thing, not that I regret, but that I wish could have been differently. So
did they do like a parade?
So we didn't have like a proper parade. We did it in the gym.
Okay.
So we did it in the gym where we had like, we sold out, I guess, like, so obviously it's 4 sides. We had like 3 sides, like facing us that was sold out basically. So we did it like that, which was, it was still cool. It was still amazing, but obviously it would have been super cool to win it in that moment and have the whole crowd there and like converge and everyone's in the middle of the court. And like you see when obviously they win the chips in the league and everyone's just there and you know,
of course.
So, but it was still super cool because obviously we had dinner after and we were all drinking, we were having a great time. And then we're like 4 or 5 hours away.
Yeah.
So obviously we drive back now. You know, obviously we're having a great time on the bus, you know, celebrating. And we pull up to the gym maybe like 6 a.m. And the road's blocked off.
Is it?
Because people that you weren't even at the game, they've come out to sort of welcome us back and cheer, and that was super fun. Like that was super dope. That was a real cool experience to like get off the bus, and we're shattered. Like you know, no one slept. I slept maybe like an hour. I wake up and suddenly I got shades on, no shirt on. I'm out there like champion. Everyone's having a great time. Now it was just amazing to see the fans and the city show love like that, and you know, to win a championship, you know, at any level in any, you know,
that's dope.
Part of your career is it's super fun, man.
So how many missed calls did you have in the morning?
Do you know what? My phone,
text messages. Do
you know my phone was even? Do you know, because we was on because the drive back was so long. I was on my phone the whole time. I just replying to people. Obviously, I had still a few in the next day and that. And then I had even more once I posted, because then once I posted, people was like, "Oh, you won!"
Facts.
So it was super cool that I called my family straight away. I was like, "Oh yeah, we won!" And then I had people calling me like, "Yeah, you got the chip." Like it was so
tough,
you know.
And I feel like I could talk to you forever about your overseas career.
Overseas is fun, man.
To take a whole pod on this, man. We got a lot to speak about.
Yeah, man.
We're gonna take a little break. We'll be back very shortly after this quick message.
If we're gonna change the game and grow the game, you have to start from a point of truth, because otherwise we're all just bullshitting ourselves.
Why does a place with so much potential just not get it done?
In the UK, like, we're much more crabs in a bucket mentality, hating, pulling people down, don't want to see others succeed. We might never see a British women's team as strong as that.
What's your thoughts on like the level and standard of the amount of media going into British basketball right now?
We almost have like very good content, but actually the level of basketball is really not great. SPB getting 700,000 followers on TikTok, and I'm like, fuck, like they've been here like 4 years. I've been doing this 15 years. Where am I going wrong? And I want to grow the game. I want to have a positive impact on the game. I want to make the game better for the next generation than it was for me. My name is Sam Nita from Hootsfix, and you are watching For the Culture.
I actually want to speak to you about the first time I ever saw you, you know.
Okay.
You probably don't remember.
I don't think I will.
Nah, you don't. So it was probably 2015-16. It was a GB camp.
Okay.
You guys were at Essex.
Yes.
I was at uni at that time.
Okay.
I think that was my first or second year at uni.
Okay.
And I must have, this is like before I started working for the basketball teams properly and stuff. So I wasn't like 100% aware of like all of like the operations happening. So I didn't know you guys were booked in. So I must have walked from work, walked down the hill. If you've ever been to the University of Essex, you walk down the hill and then you got like the square on the bottom, like where the old fountain was. And I'm like, oh, all these GB guys are sitting on the side, whatever. And I think I was with one of my coaches. Mark was the coach at the time, and he was also your team manager. So I think he said, oh, come and say hello to the guys, and introduce me to you guys. And I significantly remember you, bro. You had cameras at the time. I swear you had cameras at the time.
I did.
You've been through some styles, bro.
Do you know what it is? Like my first introduction to ball, like when people first saw me, it was big ass ponytail afro or braids. So I took that style with me to Italy, and I had that until when I cut my hair like 21. So now it's been about 5-6 years now that I've had short hair. When I first cut it, I was like, this is a mistake. Like I'm watching the hair fall off my head in the barbers. I'm like, this is a bad choice.
What have I done?
And do you know what made it worse? My first trim after a haircut was not a good trim. So it furthered the decision that this was a mistake.
You got your haircut at home, right?
I got my haircut at home.
Okay.
But it wasn't... See, my problem is, you shouldn't cheat on your barber?
Yeah.
Like, I don't have a barber. So I'll go to random places. Not even random, but I'll, like, that first time back... No, do you know what it is? Because when I had long hair, I didn't need a barber. I was getting my hair braided. I didn't have, like... And this was before, I don't know when...
That's a very common mistake.
Do you know what it is? I didn't know when this became a thing, that people started, like... You know how everyone that has braids now, they got like, you got to line up and da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
That wasn't a thing back in the day. Before it was, you just had braids. Like you didn't have like, there wasn't
doing free from braids.
Bro, it didn't start like further back in your head. You didn't have like, not everyone had like the braid and fade. Not many people had that. You just had like, your hair was just braided.
Yeah.
So them times there, my hair's just braided. It started at the top of it started at my hairline.
Yeah.
And it ended at the back of my head. Like there wasn't like any sort of, something different. So them times there, why I need a barber for? Like, I'm not getting shape ups with braid. Like I don't need a barber.
Yeah, facts.
So when I decided to cut my hair now, I'm like, damn, I need to find a barber. Like, I need to find someone to cut all this off. So I went to someone that someone recommended.
You're not gonna say the name.
I don't even remember. That it was. I never went back. That was the one and only time I went there. Because the shop was a recommendation, but this is how out of barber shop experience I was. I didn't inquire about what barber it was. So you go to a barber shop and you got the brother that's. They'll say to you, don't go into that third chair because he'll be free and there's a reason he's free. you know when they say you're open for a reason? Because they want you to shoot. Like so don't go to that third barber because there's a reason he's free. He'll be like, yeah, come. No, I'm waiting for boss man. The one that's got 4 people in the line, I'll sit and wait. I'll wait 2 hours in the barber shop. Me, I was
the guy that's got one airport in.
The one that's got one airport in, that's by himself. He's on his phone playing Candy Crush. I don't want him. I don't want him because he's too free. He's done 10 levels since he's had a client. I'm good.
He's top 10 in the world for Candy Crush.
Bro, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. I was naive at the time, so I didn't ask these questions. So he just said, yeah, this is the shop. So I go in there, and it was like middle of the day, so it wasn't hella people in there anyway. First brother that was there. Yeah, big chop, everything's coming off.
Yeah.
So I was like, cool. I don't want to go like super low, but like So it's cutting my hair. Cool. I'm just at this point I wasn't even deep, and I was like, my hair's just going. It's just because I had hair since I was like 12, so this is like 9 years. So he cuts the end of the trim. I'm like, yeah, man, cool. Like, bless. It wasn't until the next day I was like, this trim's actually dead. Like this trim's not good, bro. Like he even shaped me up like that, bro. I didn't like this trim's actually dead. I got a big forehead, so I need good trims. Like I need the trims to be. Cause it's I ain't got
accurate.
I ain't got much wiggle room for error. There's no margin for error. A couple bad trims and I gotta go bold because suddenly my hairline's back here. Like it's a problem if it's not right. So I was like, this man is even like really giving me a shape up. So I was like, I just had, and it wasn't low. It was just bad. It was a bad first trim. So I'm looking back and I'm like, yeah, this might have been a mistake. But after I got used to it, and then obviously I went back to Italy, and it was a lot easier to manage as well. Cause I don't have to worry about going to get braided and do ragging. I'm cool. Like I could. And then now, recently, someone's like, because since I cut my hair, a lot of people have asked me, oh, Carl, why don't you grow your hair out again? I'm like, I'm seeing this as a subliminal, I don't look good with short hair. But then a lot of people saying, oh yeah, I like the short hair. So I'm thinking,
I think you look alright with short hair.
I was toying with the idea. And I liked it with short hair, but then I thought to myself, you know what? Let's see if I can still do it. Let's see if I could grow my hair again. So I'm like a couple months ago, I put on my Instagram, I was like, gosh, should I bring the braids back out? I put a picture, I think it was from that year, from 20s. It might have been like the year before maybe. I was like, should I bring the braids out? And more people voted yes than no. So I was like, let's see what length I get to before I feel like I need to cut my hair. Yeah. So right now is where it's at now. I'm like, cool, I kind of like it.
We want Eurobasket braids, bro.
I don't know, bro. It's only a couple months away. I don't know if I can get. I don't know if I can get anything. We'll see.
But guys are pulling braids together with.
I'm not doing struggle braids, bro.
1 inch.
I'm not doing
hair,
it, bro. I saw a video the other day. Yeah, one of those content creators is like, yeah, I could braid your hair if it's like 2 inches long. I'm like, I'm not doing that because you know how painful that's gonna be. Like I said, I ain't got much margin for error. You can't pull my hairline back anymore. Yeah, I'm gonna go bald. I don't want braids starting in the middle of my head. I can't have that.
Imagine you're at the free throw line and you just twitch and you just feel it.
I just twitch. Or someone hits my head on a layup and suddenly I'm just there crying on the floor because my brain is just they're pulling every follicle. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Every follicle of hair that, just to get to the braids. I don't even go past my neck. I don't know if I can have that look.
The one for me is when I get retwist and when I have to try and sleep, and you can't sleep because when your head touches the pillow, it hurts, bro.
I don't want to suffer like that. So I'll see how long it gets before I'm like, okay, I don't know if I want to keep growing it or because right now I kind of like this length, so I don't mind.
It's a good length.
I don't mind it, so I'll see, and then the braids might make an appearance, but I don't know how long they'll last if they do.
We'll see.
But we'll see. Yeah.
Hey guys, run up this video, man. Run up this video. 2,000 subscribers on For The Culture, and Carl has to do the braids.
So you go back to the braids because now the braids Carl was different, man. I have to bring it back, man. I have to switch up the look a bit, man.
So back to that time when I saw you with the braids. That was like 2016, so
16, 17, yeah, around that time was 20s, yeah.
So at that time, obviously, I significantly remember when speaking to some of the other guys that were on the team at the time that there was a plan at that point. Like the men's national team was very young. Can you tell me a bit about your experience with obviously the national team? Maybe like your first inkling. Like who was your first cohort of players that you had? Obviously, you played junior level, as well. So if you want, please touch a bit upon that as well. Yeah.
So junior level. My first like real year, which I played. So I played 2 years at every age group. So I always played a year up, and then I played my age group.
Yeah.
So my first year, 16s, the team. I might forget someone's name, but it was me, Kwasi, Josh Steele, Denzel Biaro, Calvin, Kintu was on that team. Who else was on that 16th team? Aiden Gastaldi Davis was on that team. Josh Folds, Sam Jafet Mathias, Freddie Ratcliffe, Luke Mitchell. These guys. That was my first like Euros England team. Apologies if I'm missing anyone. I don't think so, but. Yeah, so that was that first year.
This how I know you're a captain, bro. Man said he had to get everyone.
Marco, Ryan knows. Yeah, it's coming back to me. So yeah, all these. I think that was it. Yeah.
What was it like?
Nah, bro, that was fun, man. Because it was just a cool experience being part of an England team that competes at European Championships, and to do it a year young was super cool because it was like, oh no, I'm really doing something. And then I enjoyed playing all my years through juniors, man. I mean. Especially my 16 years and my 20s years, I feel like it was the best teams in terms of like just the chemistry and how everyone got along. 18s was cool as well, but I think it was a bit more in and outs and guys that hadn't really been in the setup before, and some guys didn't play for college or different reasons.
Yeah.
But yeah, because even my second year 16s was super fun because we got promoted as well. So I remember Alan Keane was the coach, and it was me, RJ, Jelani, Dom Scott Robinson, Kamal Hawes, Ty. Jacob Nelson, I was on that team. We had Sam again, and we had Henry Langton. So that was a real cool team because we all really got along. Like the vibes was really great.
Yeah. Had you met many of those guys beforehand? Because obviously you started late.
Yeah, no. So most of the London guys I knew. So RJ was my teammate at Pioneer. So obviously we knew each other well. And then like Kamar, Jelani, Ty, Jacob, Nelson, Sam, all these London guys I kind of knew because we played against each other. These guys was Young Bloods and Peckham Pride and all these teams here, and then we'd all played with each other a bit before with the national team as well. So like Luke as well, I played with as well the year before, so I knew Luke well. So yeah, and then we had played like 15s together. A lot of that team was together as well. So the fact that a lot of us knew each other already, it definitely helped because it meant we weren't like 12 strangers trying to come together to play, but there was like 3 different sets of teammates, so it made it a lot easier then to come together. And then similar thing happened with 20s. So my first year 20s would have been that year.
Yeah.
It was, me, Josh Steele, Danny Evans, Andre, RJ, Cal Carey, Amin, Obi. Like, so half that team's barking. So half that team knows each other. They play on the same team together anyway. And then just through the years, I had played with pretty much everyone on that team. And then it became just a great team unit. Like, we just had great chemistry. And we got promoted that year as well. And then even last year, 20s, again, it was guys, it got to that point where we'd all been on the same teams at some point. So it made it easy and seamless. Yeah. And then getting to the men's, so my first year with the men's was that year 20s, I was 19. And then it was, I don't say the old breed, I don't want to make guys sound old, but at that point, so it was Dan Clark, this was Kieran Achara, this was Eric Boateng, this was Gareth Murray.
And they were like coming to the end of their...
So these were my like vets when I first got into the team. So shout out them guys, because they was just great examples of professionals. And so there was those guys coming in, Andrew Lawrence, these guys like this, like Teddy. So those were like my first year was those guys. And I was like by far the youngest, because then it was, the next youngest was like Luke Nelson, Cavell and Jules and these guys. So they all had 2-3 years on me. So
what was it like being in that setup? Sorry to interrupt you. What is it like being in that setup? Now, especially where like your elders, your like senior players that were there, kind of helping you through your years, like they're now kind of running things. Like, so obviously Dan is like that head of. You got Kieran doing things at the board level. Like, how does that make you feel as a player, like being in that kind of environment?
It's super cool to see that, like, it's kind of stayed within the family, as sort of to say, because, as players, once you get to that point, to the end of your career, you're going to know what players go through. You're going to know, especially with the national teams and the problems and the different situations we've been a part of. Those guys were there, they were living it. So they know now how to help us move forward and for the program to become better. So to have guys like DC and to have guys like Kieran that that are working to help the program get to a better place, and, to be part of the team now while we're trying to do that, it's super cool to see that progression. And it's also cool to see the new generation of guys, because one thing we always say with GB, we want to leave the program better than when we found it or when we first started playing. So those guys are trying to do that, and us current players are trying to do that for the next generation of 16s and 18s and 20s, and all these guys sort of like, in 10 years time when we might not be playing anymore, or we're on the way out or stuff like that. And then those guys are coming in and they find it even better than it is now. If you can, kind of have that continuity and have that go forward, then we're gonna be good for a long time. So
keeping it in the family.
It's a nice, because obviously you need people to do different things, and it can't just be all basketball players that do things, but you have to also have basketball people involved in these kind of discussions and in these roles, because
someone needs to be a voice for you in the rooms that
exactly. Like, if you put me in a room full of business people, I'm not going to know really what to say, but if you say these business people need to talk to a basketball club, they're not going to know what to say. You need that. You need obviously a mixture of roles that can bridge the gap between what the players need and what the program needs. Because the players is the program. If we all turn around and say we're not going to play for GB, GB don't have a team, sort of thing. So
I literally say this with everything we do, whether it's around media or whether it's people that are trying to do their thing in the space professionally outside of like playing, whether that's physio, like anything. Like, bro, without the people on the court, like none of us have a career in any of this stuff. Like, I hope, like, so for me, it's like, bro, everything has to be about the players and player led, like 100%.
So it's big that they're now putting a lot of that onus on the players to have a voice and be able to say, okay, these are things that we need to be successful. These are things obviously we would like, and you're trying to find the middle ground, because you can't have everything, but you work towards having what you need to be able to compete and be able to progress. Like obviously the men's and the women's teams recently have done well, and we're doing better every time. So time we play, so that's big for us to, like I said, leave that program in a better position and, try to keep passing it forward for the next gens.
Talk to me about your first ever GB call-up. Like, obviously, I guess it's a bit different. I guess it's not as overwhelming when you've played at the junior stages before. Maybe it is, because you still have to get selected. But, like, what was it like when you got the call? Like, hey, we want you to come and play on the men's team.
So this was like in the middle of like under 20s. So this was... So the under 20s camp at that time, it was like a 2-week camp, and then we went to Euros. So they called me up during camp, and it was like, yeah, you're gonna come in with the men's. I might have been during the tournament. I can't remember, but obviously during while we was with the 20s. So I didn't really have time to process it until afterwards, because once we finished Euros with the 20s, I had like a week and then was straight into seniors camp, getting ready for Eurobasket, which was that was 2017. So yeah, getting ready for that summer's Eurobasket. So I didn't really have time to really process it. I was like, okay, cool. Get home, rest for a couple of days, back into camp.
Yeah, sure.
So it was good because it kind of like, okay, cool. I was like full steam ahead. I'm ready, I'm ready to go sort of thing. And then it was super surreal just being in men's camp, because I didn't expect the call up. Like I didn't think it was going to happen at that point. I thought it was going to be years later that I made the men's team. So to make it at that point, and to just be appreciated at that level, and and then again, obviously to go into camp with seasoned pros and seasoned vets, because I was my second year as a pro, so I was like, okay, cool, I'm doing all right. But to see guys that have been there, done that, and played, at the highest level all over Europe, is super cool to to now be in the same environment with guys, training and competing against these guys and learning from all these kind of players. So to be in that situation so young, I was super grateful. And although I wasn't able to go to that Eurobasket because of injury literally right before, it was still a great summer that I learned a lot from, just being around like some of the guys I mentioned earlier, and just being able to compete against pros and at the highest level of international basketball.
I remember speaking to Mark, your coach, Mark Stewart, and Dan, like I think last year when he came to your practice to do some work with Hootsuite. I remember speaking to them about like what the general plan was, and like this new age for British basketball, and like what they're trying to push, not only about with the people they're putting in certain positions and the staffing, but also just like the team. Like they want to take a young squad and have been developing a young squad for a while, and I think that's very evident in the team we obviously had in the qualifiers. Now, you guys have done the job. Like you got us qualified. Job's obviously not done. We're trying to win Eurobasket, but like it's taken a long time, like years, to get to this point of like the team is competing at Eurobasket. And I don't think a lot of people actually realize that like this summer, the women have already went and done it. Like we just seen them finish that. They didn't come away from the campaign with a win, but you guys are now gonna go out and do the same thing on the men's stage. Like you guys are going out to play the best teams in Europe, and when it's Eurobasket, a lot of the way it works with these FIBA tournaments now, more and more, is that we're seeing more and more of like the best players that every country can provide get onto that stage. You must be excited to go on court and play some of those guys, man. Oh no, 100%.
I mean, like you said, when you get into these kind of tournaments, we were talking about the best teams in Europe, some of the best players in the world will be there. It's a exciting time for us as a team and for us as players, because you get to challenge yourself against the best. As players and as athletes and competitors, you want to play against the best. You want to be able to compete and say, I went toe to toe with these guys. So, even just looking at our group and guys, teams like Germany and Lithuania, these are powerhouses in European basketball. Not to mention all the other teams in our group, the Finlands, who are going to have the home crowd behind them. Every game in that tournament is going to be special for different reasons, but it's just going to be amazing to be able to compete against, perennial all-stars, NBA, and, guys that have been around in EuroLeague, and, to be able to compete with all these players and be like, all right, cool, we're going to, we respect what you've done. Cool, bet. But right now, this 40 minutes, it's us and you sort of thing. So,
facts.
To be able to go, that the fact we're going to go toe to toe with these kind of teams and these kind of players is, it's going to be.
Like, I know for you, like, defense is a big part of your game. You love to play defense. I remember in the Eurobasket qualifiers, on the last plays, I think it was against Greece, the biggest plays, like, dude's got the ball. You remember it? I know my man remembers it, and you're guarding up the guys taking a shot, and I just remember, like, balls out of bounds, man's gassed the energy, bro. I felt it, bro. Like, that was like an amazing moment. You're gassing with guys on the baseline. Who do you want to guard in Eurobasket? Like who do you want to see? Who do you want to test your defensive skills up
against? So no, I bet on myself in any situation. So obviously I can just only look in the group for now, and obviously we got Lithuania, and obviously I'm not going to guard Sabonis. He's a 5. I'm not. So, but they're obviously going to have a load of players that are going to be tough matchups. When you look at Germany, if they bring their NBA guys, I want to guard someone like a Franz Wagner or a Dennis Schroeder. These kind of guys. I want to be able to challenge myself against these kind of players, against the best best kind of guys, and then anyone really. Like I said, I bet on myself as a player and a defender, and I bet on our team that that we can take a challenge and play against anyone. So literally, we're gonna relish that opportunity to do that and take those matchups, because we don't want to shy away from anyone and anything that comes our way. So yeah, no, we're looking forward to it. And yeah, that last play against Greece, it was really just feeding off the energy. And it got to a point where I was like, I don't want to switch. I want to make sure that this guy don't score, because I knew he wanted the ball and he wanted to shoot. So I was like, I'm gonna make this as hard as I physically can for him to, so that he can't score. Like I need to make it so that he is struggling with any kind of movement. I'm right there. I'm not any screen. I'm over it. Any kind of move. I'm right there. And so to get that stop, and then obviously Gabe got fired, hit the free throws, and we're like, all right, cool, we're there, sort of thing. So that was just energy, just passion, and shout out the crowd for that, and all the people that got part of that, because that game was super fun to be a part of.
That game was insane, man. Sold out Copper Box. Greece had like 70%.
Greece had a lot of people there. Greece had a lot of people
in there. But we got dub. We got
the win, which is the main thing. And our crowd held that on, man. They held that on. Our people held that on, and just to see that the faces in the crowd.
It took them to the third or fourth quarter, but
there was late bloomers. There were late bloomers, but we appreciate it regardless, because and it was cool, because even though there was a lot of Greek fans, it was cool to see them they thought they were gonna come in and get a win, and so to see the energy, especially in those third or fourth quarters when we made our comeback, and we took the lead and we were able to see that win out, to see the energy in the arena was super cool, and to be a part of that, especially since we don't often play in London, so to be able to do that with friends and family in the stands, and that was super cool.
Speaking of taking the lead, man, there was another play that happened at the Copper Box. I think you remember South Sudan at home. South Sudan from the corner, bro. Talk to me about that. That was crazy, bro. Run me through, bro, your timeline of that from your point of view.
That play was, we was down, I can't remember if we were down 6 or 5. I can't remember what we were down by, but we need a quick score. So I was guarding an inbound, and I'm just trying to just obscure the guy's vision and make sure he doesn't have any kind of easy pass. So I deflect it, and then when I steal it, I see a guy under the basket. So I'm like, cool. I think it was Josh Ward-Hibbert that was cutting. So I pass it to Josh, and then he didn't go up. So then I'm just running back towards the 3-point line just because. So then when he passed, I'm like, there's not much time. I just got to shoot it. So it became just muscle memory. I just caught it, shot it, made it, and I was like, okay, we're back. We're good.
It was literally click, bow.
Yeah, literally, catch, shoot, made it, bang. All right, cool. See if we can get another steal, sort of thing. So it was really just an instant play, and then it was cool because I've seen replays of it, and you can see our fans cheering and the South Sudanese fans what, because they're like, they might throw this game away, sort of thing. So to hit shots like that, especially to do it in your home, in your home court, at home, it's super cool to be a part of those moments. And even though we didn't win that game, it was still super cool to have those moments and be able to come close to winning games of that magnitude. So it's cool.
I've got another question for you, man. Just on that point again, while we're talking about South Sudan fans as well, I think this is something I really want to touch upon. That whole Subway SummerSlam experience thing, that was really cool thing that the teams did to come together. Big shout out to Luau, Dan, Kieran, all the people that made that game possible to everyone, because I think that was a great opportunity for both you guys and the women's team, because they played Germany as well, just to be able to showcase what they can do at a bigger stage. That was a huge weekend for basketball in London, and then the Team USA game was that week as well. But one thing that I experienced during that game was sitting next to the South Sudanese fans, and these were South Sudanese people that were living in London, they were part of our culture, right? The lack of inhibition that they had to be able to support their team, and when their national team hasn't been like a relevant thing for a huge amount of time, bro. The fact that they're able to galvanize and come together to be able to support their team like that, be singing in the crowd and stuff, what do you think that comes down to? Because for me, I think it's a cultural thing. They're Africans. As an African, it's I'm looking at that, I'm like, bro, this is just us as people. But I've seen British people and us as a community come together for many things and get behind things. But how do we, in your opinion, galvanize that support for our basketball teams, man?
It's tough because obviously when you look at other countries, So like the Greece, for example,
Yeah.
you know, they're obviously established European team. They got a great league. So there's history behind it.
Yeah.
You know, a team like South Sudan, when they came, obviously there was a lot of South Sudanese people living just in London. So, and like you said, they're gonna put on a show. Like you play some music, even if there's no music, they're just gonna vibe out. They're gonna find a way to you know, enjoy it and get behind the team that way. And the team embraced that, and the team, you know, are put in front of the people so that they can see them and they, you know, they can feel the connection with the players. Obviously, for us as GB and as Great Britain for basketball, you know, the history is building, but obviously you can't build it in a day, and it's exposure. So you don't see, you know, British basketball really broadcasted like that to that scale where people are gonna have eyes on it, and you allow people to come together to see it. You know, like why weren't the women's games at Eurobasket broadcast anywhere in the UK, sort of thing? Like, you know, these are kind of things that, you know, once you start doing those things, you allow people to see, okay, this is our national team, this is our national women's team for basketball. Let's follow some of these players. Let's see what the Hollies and the Temmies and the Savannahs and all the players they have there, what are they doing? You know, where are they playing at? What are they, like, how are their careers? Who are these people? Sort of thing. It should be the same for both teams. And so, you know, if we're never seen, you know, it's hard to be heard.
Facts.
Like, it's hard to, you know, obviously we've got our socials and blah, 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 but, you know, unless you find someone with 2 million followers that can now broadcast to the whole of the UK sort of thing, it's hard to, it's a process, and it's hard to make it happen with one game or one event, but it goes a long way to make it happen. So when you can do things like that and have, you know, an event like the Subway Summer Slam or Summer Games, you know, when you can have something like that where you can bring people together and like, okay, cool, we're gonna go watch Great Britain basketball play. Oh, Great Britain basketball. Oh, you know, who plays for them? Oh, and then they can say, okay, we know about Miles Hesse, we know about Gabriel Olaseni, we know about these guys. You know, we've seen them play. You know, this is GB basketball. We want to go and see these people. When you can do that, now you can start to build a culture behind it. Now, you know, you can have games in different cities and people want to show out and come and see, you know, the team play. Now people, you know, media coverage is covering our games and seeing how we're doing. You know, the fact that BBC Sport or whoever these people are, or like all of these Newcastle broadcasting channels, no one's talking about the fact that both of our national teams, the women have done it and the men's are going to do it. We're going to play in a European competition, European championships, you know, in the same summer. You know, if this was football now, and obviously it's hard to compare because football's,
of course,
but it's like, we can't get a mention.
Like
we can't get a mention at all and say, okay, you know, our national team is going to represent us in the European competition. So it's definitely a process, and shout out to all the people that are pushing it through social media and through, you know, but it's obviously not easy when, you know, for a game to really grow in that way, you need it to be countrywide. It can't just be a London or a Manchester or a Birmingham where it's just the big cities. It needs to be a Milton Keynes, or it needs to be a Swansea, or it needs to be, you know, smaller places or places where you wouldn't maybe think like, you know, let me hear about it as well. So that now people want to come out, people want to support, and we have events and we have games, and when we're going to tournaments, people are like, oh, let's tune in, let's see how the team are doing, let's find out about these players, these people, and, you know, let's get behind. Let's get behind the team in that way. So it's definitely a process, something we got to build. But yeah, it's one step at a time kind of thing.
I think another thing that doesn't help people is the fact that everything that is so much in the media right now about British basketball is the fact that nothing's working and everything's disjointed. And also, while we're here on this podcast, just take this opportunity to say, like, I hope anyone watching that you understand the difference between BBF, our national teams, and our professional leagues. Like, the BBF, I'm saying this directly to the camera because I really want people to understand this here. What happens at the higher level between the BBF and the SLB has nothing to do with the work that these guys are putting on the floor. We've just sat here and listened to your story from the age of 13, from where you've come from, just a kid from Brixton. Like, so many other kids or people that are watching this, or parents or whatever. It's just like, like, don't let what's happening there take away from the bigger picture, which is what's still happening inside the four lines. Like, everything we do should be leading to national success. We all know now that national success leads to more funding leads to better grassroots. So we can have more Carl Wheatles, we can have more Miles Hessens, we can have more Holly Winterburns, we can have more Temmies. Like, yeah, it's just really frustrating because I think there's a lack of, like, knowledge about that, but it's because everything that's out there and on the news is just negative a lot of the time. Like the whole 777 thing, like that ruined a lot of positive stories, one of the most competitive leagues we've ever had. That storyline ruined. And another thing is that something like that is something that looks very attractive for our homegrown players.
Yeah.
To be like, oh, you know what? Yeah, it's been great in Italy, but you know, the money at home's looking a bit decent. The crowd's looking good. I want to go and play in my city. I want to go and play at home.
Yeah, no, it's a thing where like we got to look at the positive, the ideal situation, which is we grow the game of British basketball.
Yeah.
And so obviously there's different things that go into that, but as a collective, that's the goal. Like, it's not the goal to have, you know, our national teams do this and the league do that and the federation do this. The common goal of all three, you know, entities is to raise the level and, you know, the standards of British basketball and how we compete as a nation. So that goes obviously from the national teams having success at the national level. So doing well in tournaments, qualifying consistently for Eurobasket, World Cups, you know, trying to get into the Olympics, things like this, and then having success at these tournaments. Whereas our federation running things smoothly, so it's a point where, you know, people are like, the league goes well and you know, it trickles down to grassroots, and that because kids want to play basketball. Like, a lot of kids play basketball.
100%.
You know, but can we put these kids now in situations where they're playing basketball, they're enjoying it, but they're also developing, they're also getting better, they're also wanting to stay here and play and get to a point where they can now play professionally in their own country. Like you said, you know, if I went and asked every British player overseas and said, ideally, would you want to play at home? Majority of them are going to say yes. Like, a lot of them are going to say, yeah, I'd love to play at home, have the, you know, have my people be able to come out and watch me play, and, you know, be able to play in my city, like, be able to have the option to play at home because the situation's right, the league's run well, all of these different things. You know, I've never said I would never play in the UK, because I'm like, why not?
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't I want to come home? You know, my family can come see games regularly, my peoples can come watch games, you know, I can be at home and actually enjoy, you know, that life for a bit. Because obviously, yeah, like you said, Italy's been great, but, you know.
It's not home.
It's not home, yeah. And obviously, you know, I could come play home and it'll be cool. Like, a lot of people will say the same thing. So, you know, the common goal for all these entities, for all these different people involved and the situation is we want to raise the game of British basketball.
Yeah.
You know, starting from our national team and trickling down all the way to 4 or 5-year-olds that are picking up the basketball for the first time.
Yeah.
You know, can we get those 4 or 5-year-olds or these kids, you know, in the right situations where, you know, they're enjoying the game, they're loving the game, but they're also getting better. They're also improving, so that when they grow up and in 10, 15 years times, now we'll look at them as future B players, and we're breeding, we're consistently breeding generations that are going to do well and that are going to help grow the game, you know, not just for the national teams, but the National League and all of these different things together.
Facts. There you go. You just heard it there.
Yeah, man.
For the captain, my skipper himself. That's what I'm talking about, man. For real, bro. So, if London were offering the bag, would you play for the Lions, bro?
Like I said, if things lined up, yeah, and it's like, okay, my situation's cool, contract is all good, and that, you know, stability and that's cool, bro. London's home, bro.
Yeah.
Like, London's home. You can't tell me that I wouldn't enjoy my time playing in London, like playing at home, bro. Like, literally, I could play where I grew up. That's a dream, you know. That's an amazing, you know, opportunity. So if that
people should be aspiring.
Exactly, it's what people should be. But look at, you know, overseas. You go to every domestic league. You know, majority of their national team players or they're playing at home. Like, obviously you have, you know, EuroLeague and Eurocup, which will take guys to different places, and that would be the same for us. But like, the fact that if you look at the national team, and if you look at even just the 12 guys that played our last game against Czech Republic, I can't remember the exact 12, but I would say 80% of that team probably plays overseas. Like, it should be the other way around. It should be, obviously you're gonna have players that play abroad. Like, there's always gonna be players that play abroad, but the majority of guys should be playing, you know, in our national league, in a professional league at home, where they, you know, that's just how it goes and everywhere else. You know, that's not how, like I said, obviously you have your best players that might be NBA or EuroLeague, you know, but yeah, man. So it's like a situation where if it lines up, and in the future, you know, if things make sense, then I would never write off the possibility of coming home to play, man. Never that.
I got a question.
Go on.
Cheeky question.
Go on.
So, how much do you know about who's gonna play in Eurobasket this summer?
I don't know that much.
You don't know that much?
I don't know much. I know where you're going with it. I don't know that much. I don't know that much.
What you say? Are we assembling the Avengers?
Listen.
What are we doing here, man?
For me, like, I'm going into it as like, first of all, I want everyone that could possibly play to be healthy and be available.
Yeah.
Then obviously there's different things that go into it and different situations that that take place as to why people may or may not be
Why
involved.
smiling?
I'm just saying, like, I don't know, because I don't know. But we'll see. When we go into camp, we'll see who's there. We'll see what happens. And like, regardless of who's there, I know that whoever does go to the tournament is gonna give their all. Like, you know, whatever 12 guys are on the plane to represent. You know, we know where we're at. We know what we want to achieve, and you know, we know that like, regardless, we're gonna go into that group and go into that tournament, you know, as ready as possible, and you know, trying to make something happen.
Great conversation there about developing the game and growing the game. I'm gonna read it back in to something serious, but not as serious. I don't know how we forgot this. Big shout out to man like Derek in the studio.
Like these reels.
It kindly reminded me, brother, we need to talk about when you sunned one of the Giannis brothers, bro. Like, so run me through that, bro.
Bro, that play was do you know what it is? It was just like it was the most random play of that game, because that game I was at the PG at that point in time. So I'm bringing the ball up and I'm bringing it up down the side, and I'm getting pressured full court by I can't remember who it was. And then I'm getting like a head of steam as I'm trying to go by him, and then shout out Cavell, he sets a screen that gets me like an up screen, so he like basically frees me up to go to get downhill. So a little cross jab and I get the first dribble. And I got to my steps and I'm like, my steps are feeling kind of good. Like, so, and I had momentum. So I get to my steps and I'm like, ha, and I'm up quick. And it's a little chicken wing, but it's a little, and then I punched it on him. And I even had to I was like, oh, but then I was like, we're down 20. I need to just chill out. Like, so I couldn't go. So I didn't go. Like, the celebration is like, I just mean mugged it quick. Started running back on defense because I was like, we're down a lot. I can't really like.
Tough though.
Yeah, because it's funny. Because obviously we're in Greece, so you hear the crowd like, ooh. So I'm like, ooh. In my head, I'm like, yeah, I got him. And so it's funny because I say to people, like, they'll be like, oh, don't dunk, but then I'll have like one dunk a year. I'd be like, you dunk, bro. And I'm like, bro, I really don't be dunking that much. But like,
no one can ever say nothing to you.
But that's the thing. Like, I got enough receipts where I'm like, once a year is gonna, like, out of nowhere, I might catch someone, and then it's gonna be like, because I caught someone. I say this every summer. It was like, nah, man, Carl, you always say this. Oh, you ain't got bounce. I'm like, I don't have bounce like that. Like, there's a lot of people that have bounce. I don't have bounce. But once a year, I might catch someone, and it'll be like,
but those are the ones that this man will be like, this guy ain't got bounce. I'm gonna block him.
That's exactly why I get him. That's
next thing you know, you're meeting him at the bottom of the rim.
That's exactly why I get him, because they're like, they'll watch tape or they'll watch it, be like, okay, he's not going to the rim and like punching on people regularly. So that one time where it always happens on the same. It's from left going middle. Like, once I get that and I get my steps, I got big hands, so I can get up and punch it quick. Like, whereas some people like might be able to palm the ball, so like you really got to like get around someone. I can go quick and boom. So that situation, I can go, and then it's like, yeah. So like I said, once a year, I might catch someone. Now we see. So this is a warning that, you know, I might catch you like it. Maybe. You know, speaking of sneaky bounce, someone else on your team that's got crazy sneaky bounce, bro. Quinn. Yeah, man. Quinn's a sneak athlete, because like you're looking, it's like obviously he's like 6'4", long arms, you know, but then he'll come out of nowhere and punch something. It's like, oh, I keep telling him he should start trying to punch people more in games. Like, he needs to really try to like really dunk on someone in the game and be like, let people know. Because he'll get a fast break,
for real,
and you know he'll get a bang out, or he'll reverse it, and then he'll do the little hang on the rim shit. I'm like, bro, one time, go down the lane,
stick it on someone's neck.
One time, go down the lane and reach out to punch someone, because then you'll be like, oh, because you know if you get fast breaks, like everyone expects a dunk on a fast break sort of thing.
For real.
Actually, go and try to punch someone, then it's like, ooh, and he's a lefty as well, so you'll catch someone lacking with the steps. Because right-handers,
you're more used to it.
You're more used to it, because you know, like 85% or whatever people are right-handed, or so
shot
like,
blockers are gonna be able.
Shot blockers, you know, you automatically your timing it. Lefties, you can catch people lacking if you dunk left. So for him, it's like, yeah, you could, bro. It's like you could really, you just got to really start trying to like get people. Then
he also has a similar career path to you, obviously.
He did. Abroad, you know, very similar. You know, he went to Italy as well.
Yeah.
And he's doing super well for himself. So now, super happy to see that journey, because you know, to see someone else do basically, you know, the same thing I did, and to have the success that he's having and the seasons that he's having, you know, it's super great to see. And you know, he's doing so well. He's had a great year, and he's only going to go on to do bigger and better things for himself.
He's giving Starboy right now.
Right now, bro.
He's giving
bro,
Saka.
he's doing his thing, man. He's doing his thing.
Yeah.
As long as he just keeps working and keeps getting better, literally, sky's the limit for him, man. He'll be real good.
Have you ever chirped in Italian in practice?
Do you know what?
Because if you told the same team,
No, do you know?
you could run a madness, bro.
Do you know what? Like, there was one time, and I tweaked because I was thinking, like, obviously when we're in GB, obviously we're all speaking English, but I know Quinn speaks Italian. So there was one. It might have been a practice, and there was one. We was on the same team, and I'm saying something to him like defense. I'm saying it in Italian, and I'm tweaking. I'm like, bro, why am I speaking Italian in GB basketball practice? And Quinn looked at me like, bro, what are you saying? Like, what are you doing? Like, and they was looking at me like, I'm like, what am I doing? Like, bro, I was tweaking, and I thought to myself, yeah, nah. I might be in Italy for too long because this is I'm speaking Italian in GB basketball practice. I got Great Britain across to my chest. I'm speaking Italian to one of my teammates. I'm like, yeah, that was the one time I clocked myself and I was like, yeah, I might be bugging a bit. So then after that, it didn't happen. But yeah,
Why did you choose 24?
24 was so I'm not really superstitious. I don't really have like a favorite number or anything. So 24 was literally just because my birthday is 24th of March. So it was I didn't have a number.
Crazy.
I picked 24. It looked right on my name, so I was like, cool. I'm just roll with it, and then sort of kept it ever since.
Do you know what the date yesterday?
It's 24th of June.
Crazy.
Yeah, man.
It's 24th of June.
Them weird coincidences and that. Yeah.
Man's a lead. Crazy times.
man.
This wasn't planned, guys. It was planned, but it wasn't planned.
It wasn't planned. It just happened. Yeah.
I've got another question for you, and I can understand that you're a very humble guy.
Yeah.
You're a very humble guy. This is very evident. And it's a brilliant quality to have, and maybe it's one of the reasons why this answer is going to be this answer. But like, why do you think you were chosen as the captain of the team? It's a big responsibility because, like, I'm just gonna say, like you look at some of the other senior guys that are on your team. Like, you've got Miles Hessens on that team. You've had like Luke Nelson's been on that team. He's a little bit older than you. Like, you got, like, naturally, you'd think that one of the more senior players, like more senior than you anyway. No offense. Like,
I'll take it. I'm still
more senior than you would be picked as captain. But like, you've been captain of the team for a while now, not just this year, like a few years gone. Like, talk to me, like, why do you think you've been chosen for that role?
I think part of it, just how I carry myself. So literally just, I try to lead by example, and I try to just, you can never always do the right thing, but I try to aim to be able to do the right thing, whether it's on and off the court, and then I just try to lead the best way I can. Yeah. So, like for me, like I said, for me, leading is just trying to set a good example. So try to make sure that, if someone needs help to be able to help, and it's not always it's by no means just about me, but it's just trying to hold guys accountable, but by first holding myself accountable, and appreciating the fact that I have those kind of vets around me, and they they support me and they give me the space to kind of do that, and they also know when to help out, I guess, because it's not like because I'm the captain, I'm the only one who can speak. Like, obviously, like you said, there are guys who have been around and had, careers, the Gabes, the Miles, the Lukes, these guys. So, there's people that, when they got something to say, people are going to listen. So, it's important that those guys, it's kind of like it's a leadership group sort of thing. And I'm the captain of that, of the team, but, it's not just me, it's a lot of people that go into it. And it's just really I think it's really just, how I carry myself. And I've had captain roles across, my career, whether it's juniors and also as a pro, one of my years. So, it's a super humbling role to have, to be a captain of a team and to have that label and that, and that pressure and that expectation. But it's something I relish, and it's something that
your mum must be so proud of you, bro.
She is, man. She is. She tells me a lot. She tells me a lot just how she's proud of everything I've done, and how But it's her, man. Shout out to her. It's how she raised me. It's how her, my aunt, my nan, who were like, the figures in my life growing up. It's how they raised me to be. So it's me, my sister, my cousins. It's that whole mold of how we were brought up. So just try to carry that forward.
It's kind of a mad thing though, because I always think about this. Like, obviously for me, like, I love to, like, I've adopted this thing of helping pioneer British basketball. I think, like, not pioneer, like, help, like, I don't know, be the cheerleader for it. I don't know how to explain it. I think a lot of it inspired by other people I've seen. Obviously, Sam, big inspiration for me. But generally, shout out Who's for real. Shout out Who's for real. Hey, this guy's a pro-am champion, by the way. We ain't even talked about Glacier Boys. 2 times. So much. Two times champ. Sorry. You ain't in it this year, though.
Yeah, people gonna see me soon. People gonna see me.
Yeah, run the tape, though. Trying to push British basketball as much as possible. Like, sometimes I think to myself though, like I'm a black Brit. Like I wasn't born here.
Yeah.
I came from Zim and I've adopted the UK as my home, right? You know, I've had a couple of other guests on the podcast. Derek speak about, you know, adopting Britain as like his home now. You know, and like for you were born and raised here. Like something I challenge myself with a lot of the time, and I'm happy to say on the pod now at this point, is like, do you ever feel like do you ever feel like, do you know what I'm saying? Do you ever feel like challenged being a black Brit and championing British basketball? Because for me, it's like the amount of times I thought, oh man, like why am I not championing Zimbabwean basketball? They probably need the help more than Britain does. But like obviously this is home to us, innit? And this is where we've grown up. But like you as like a black man pioneering a very diverse country, but this is a white man's country, let's be real. Like how do you feel about that? Like how and being the face of the national team in terms of like your captaincy role, like, how does that make you feel?
Yeah, so it's a tricky bridge to kind of cross because, you know, obviously I became captain before, you know, basketball. I grew up as a black boy on Angeltown Estate, where you're stereotyped to pretty much be a criminal or to be a gang member, and that's how a lot of people saw Brixton. Like a lot of people saw it as not a good place to be, you know, not much good comes out of it, sort of thing. I still remember, you know, getting stopped and searched, like walking to Tesco's, like, because I fit a description and I was like 10 years old. So I'm just going to get juice and donuts, and I'm like getting pulled over by 3-4 feds and situations like this. So, you know, obviously growing up, you see how the country is, you see what you're seen as in a different way. So to now be in the situation I'm in, where I'm captain of a national team, of something that, you know, we represent our country, it's I wouldn't say I'm conflicted, but there are times I'm like, you know, are we still fully appreciated, you know, as people before even who we are as athletes? And you see it, like, you know, the biggest example that comes to mind is the stuff that happened in the football after the Euros finals, when, you know, obviously those guys missed the pens, and then the kind of abuse they got for missing a shot, like it's not that deep. I get, obviously wanted to win, blah blah blah. We was, you know, people was pissed. I was upset they missed the pen.
Facts, but it's never that deep.
But like, it's not that deep where I think racism. It's not
facts.
that deep where I think I hate you because of the like. You know, it was like I've had games before, where, you know, like have people bet on games and stuff and all of that stuff, and I've had messages and like after a game, and it's been like, bro, people make mistakes. Like,
course,
I missed a couple shots. Like, it's not, you know, I didn't tell you to bet on this game. You know, you made a decision, and now you automatically hate me for the color of my skin because your decision didn't pay off. Like, how is that? You know, how is that how we're living life, sort of thing? So there are times where it's like you got to look at it even away from the sport, and it's like, you know, as people we got to do better. And then, but then on the flip side, it's like I got a chance to show what we are and the good of what we are, because there's good and bad with every race, with people from any walks of life. You know, 100%. You can find the good and bad in a black country, in a white country, in an Asian, in a whatever. You know, you can find the good and bad, but it's like I can show you what the good is. I can show you that regardless of where I grew up, regardless of the estate where I grew up, that I can make something of myself. And regardless of my color of my skin, I can make something of myself because of who I am.
Facts.
So we're not because of what people want me to be or perceived of me, or, you know, what they thought I would become based on where I came from and, you know, where I grew up. But I did this for myself. I did this for myself, for my family, for the people that were part of the journey. So the people that, you know, were with me in my early days playing football, and then were with me playing basketball, the people that supported my move to Italy, the people that, you know, have helped me as a pro now, and all the people that still help me to this day. I'm doing that for them. So when I put on a GB jersey, and as much as there's hate for, you know, us as black people, and, you know, there's hate for the fact that we are who we are, when I put that jersey on, I'm representing the good in people, and not just black people, but the good in everyone, and the good that I'm representing that. I'm trying to represent the good. I'm trying to represent myself in the right way. The people that raised me, the people that were close to me. That's what I'm wearing the jersey for. So when I do that, that's the black Brit I am. I'm the black Brit that's proud to be a black Brit, and that's proud to represent the nation because there is good in it.
But hell, mate, I got no follow up for that. That was pretty good. That's my skipper, mate. That's my skipper. Oh, live.
My school, it was football or nothing. At lunchtime, we'd be playing basketball.
Yeah.
We couldn't play basketball. I was shooting the ball like over my head, like a throw-in. I swear that's how I'd shoot the ball. And nah, I'm telling you, it was dark, bro. It was I really, bro, started from the bottom, bro.
Bro, you've been keeping up with UK hoop scene a little bit, you know.
Yeah, man. I stay tapped in. I make sure I follow what's going on.
Yeah.
I see the things happening. Yeah.
So obviously our 1v1 scene's growing a bit right now.
It is, bro. Do you know what it is? It's very fun to watch. It is very fun to watch. It's entertainment, bro. It's definitely a vibe.
You know who the 1v1 king is, right?
The money, yeah, I know.
What are you saying?
See,
To 30.
you're trying to 30 is a lot of hoops, first of all, yeah. You're trying to draw man out. I hear it. And listen,
For the culture, man.
Right now, I'm not in a one-on-one scene. But if the situation's right, I might dip my toe in and see where I go on. So yeah, we'll see. I might make an appearance at some point.
Dope. Somewhere,
somehow. But you never know.
It's live though, man.
Bro, I see it, bro. But the thing is, I'm a fan of of it as entertainment because I'll watch the. Shout out everyone that's doing these events because it is great to see, bro. It's good to see people coming out to play, to watch, to support. So it's a vibe, and yeah, like I said, man, never say never, man. I might see what the ones are saying.
I know you're obviously your fives are a pro player in it, but I think there was interestingly a lot of NBA players now have been speaking about the one scene because of how big it is now. Like you've had Kyrie, you've had. Even LeBron was speaking about it a few weeks ago on his podcast, and I think it's really interesting to see different people in the game's viewpoint on what ones is, because to me it's entertainment. It's basketball. It's just a section of basketball. It's like 3x3. It's like just a different kind of the game, but at the end of the day, bro, it's entertainment, bro. We're watching it for entertainment. Guys are playing for millions of dollars. You got ex-NBA players jumping in on it as well, bro. Do you see the Mike Beasley and
Of course, bro. That shit was hilarious, bro. That shit. But like you said, bro, it's great entertainment, bro. To see, we've all been in a situation whether you're best player in the world, just started playing ball, you got to a point where be like, check out, let's play, let's play one. So to for it to get a bit more shine and get a bit more love and to have these kind of events is cool, man. It's super cool to see because some people they like it. Like Bees, he lives for that. To see people doing that is super cool, and man, just see to people be a part of it because everyone's always now the discussion is who's got a bag now, who's if it's ones I see someone doing this but I don't know. No.
What does it translate to the game?
Does it translate to the game? But it depends on how you do your ones, innit? Because if people say cool unlimited dribble ones, some people look very different. If you say 3-4 dribbles max, now it's a whole different.
It's a sport in itself.
It works a whole different way. Like you said, Carl, pick a player that at 3-4 dribbles ones. Give me like a KD or a Melo back in his day because these man is triple threat. Jab one dribble, Now if you say give me unlimited dribbles, give me Kyrie any day of the week, because man's good. Give me guys with handles that and obviously these guys can obviously score minimal dribbles, but. You're telling me KD's losing ones?
Nah, never.
7 foot can just rise up and just shoot over you and is gonna make that.
I agree.
So it's how are we looking at these ones? Now it's now it's matchups as well. Matchups play a big part. If you got let me think. Jokic can't play ones. But the thing is, he can't play the ones the way you don't want to see him play ones.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Because if you throw that ball in the post and say play ones, this man's gonna cook everyone.
Yeah, he's gonna.
If you say on the 3-point line, and the thing is, obviously ones you got to guard.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
So no one's gonna score every time, and no one's gonna stop you from scoring. So, I'm gonna give you Jokic against Giannis ones. Giannis is gonna murder him.
Yeah,
because Giannis is blowing by him every time.
Yeah,
and he can stop Jokic enough. Not gonna stop him every time, but you can stop him enough so that he'll win the game and just the way he plays energy.
And that's basketball.
And that's basketball. But then you say who's the better player, and it's a debate. Don't get me wrong, but if you look at it in the game, you're like, look, you're like this man Jokic is crazy. This man Jokic is 1-on-1 right now, sort of thing. So it's different. Then you give me if you give me, I don't know, I'm gonna Shea Gilgeous-Alexander against Dwight Howard ones. Like,
what
you
are we talking
but
about?
you see what I'm saying? Like,
What are we talking
You see what I'm
about?
saying? That's a crazy matchup because you're thinking Dwight Howard can't dribble out on the 3-point line to go by guards.
Yeah.
Cool, but like, go on the post now. Dwight Howard's winning
different
12-0.
story.
Like, it's a whole.
story.
So like with ones, a lot of it's matchups. You got to see like what matchup makes sense that's actually entertaining ones. What rules you putting behind it? Is it 3-4 dribbles? Cool. Obviously, the baseline is it's mainly going to be guards and wings. You don't really get bigs playing ones like that.
Not really.
So it's like I love the scene because of what it brings, but it's like I'm looking at it like,
does it make sense? Yeah.
do these matchups make sense? Or I'm looking at it like, okay, this is actually a good matchup, or is it like, one's just gonna 2 dribbles dunk on someone?
I think the guys that do it really well understand that though. And
for sure. Once you're part of the scene, you obviously understand that you have, and it's different kind of like you guard a different way. Like, you know, if someone's just a shooter, you guard them very differently in ones to how you would guard them in a game.
Yeah, for sure.
In the game, they might be running off screens and that. Now there's no screen. Now you have the ball in your hand.
It's
Get your shot.
What's your
If you're just a
if
if you're just a 3-point shooter, get a shot off now when I'm like right there. I'm not giving you space to breathe. Can you like what does it look like sort of thing?
Yeah.
But then you put this guy in the game, he'll give you 30.
Yeah.
But in ones it's different. Like so obviously, you know, depending on your game, it's very different how guys look in these situations. So
on that point, you were telling me earlier that you guys always play ones after practice.
Yeah.
Who be giving out working ones in practice?
So do you know what it is? GB practice, I don't think we've ever actually like run ones like that.
Is it? I saw Amin and Jelani after one practice, I think time ago.
They did run a once.
That was really entertaining to watch. I was watching from like 2 courts away.
I can't remember who won that. I can't remember who won that. That's a good throwback. I'm trying to think of the team now and who would be good in a ones game. So I mean, excluding pretty much all the bigs. Not because they can't play ones, but I feel like just if you did it like I said, situational. So if you did post up, it's a different situation to. So I'm going like check up, top of the key, 3-4 dribbles. Who'd be good in the GB team?
So just to confirm, you're taking Miles out of this.
Miles ain't a big.
Yeah.
I don't see Miles as a big.
Fairs. Yeah,
Miles is a 3-4, but he like if you see Miles play, like he's not big. Like he's not post up back to the basket.
I remember bro dropped 30 in that.
So like, you know, shoots the ball, can dribble. Like I don't say like when I say bigs, I'm talking about like you're not gonna see Gabe play once. Like Gabe would, I guarantee you this. I say this on the pod. Gabe will never play once. He won't do it. But that's not his game. So it's like that's really not his game. So he's not gonna do it to do it, sort of thing. Yeah. If anything, he'll do post ones. But even then, I doubt it, sort of thing. So I'm taking those kind of bigs out of it because they don't really play ones. But Miles ain't a big man.
Okay, bet. So I'm putting out. I will help you out with this. I think Amin Jelani, and people that have been in your camp as well.
Yeah, so
like team camp.
So yeah, Zeno could go ones, Jelani could go ones, Luke could give you problem ones.
Yeah. You don't think Kyle?
Yeah, but I haven't seen enough of it.
Yeah,
I haven't seen enough of it. So I think Miles could give people problems just because he's stronger than a lot of the guys. So he can get to his spots and get shots up over guys. I like my chances in ones.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was like,
no. Don't get me wrong. I bet myself in ones all the time, just because like I'll play both sides of the floor. So like I'll make it hard for you to score, and then I know if I get to my spots, like I like my chances, sort of thing. So Quinn, do you know what it is? Quinn don't really like he plays ones, like as in he'll play like he plays mismatches. Yeah. But because you know what it is, because I've seen Quinn obviously play a lot more because I play against him and Like he's not right now. He's not really isoing guys and He's dynamic. So you get him in movement now. He's playmaking. He's creating. He's getting to the rim. So I don't know what Quinn's ones are like. You know, I don't know. Do you know what it is? We might have to run some ones at GB camp.
Might have to run
just to see what I go on because I don't like. Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Guys, let us know in the comments, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of
who do you guys think will win the ones?
Yeah, I think Jelani's will be good at ones. Luke, I like myself in ones. I think Miles will be good at ones.
I'll throw something different at you. Kieran Achara versus Dan Clark.
Ah, jeez. This is a throwback. I hope you're talking about when they were playing, because right now, that would be an ugly ones.
We ain't trying to see them guys play
right
now.
That would be ugly ones. That's okay, I'm assuming we're going like off in the post, like mid-post, because like, that man didn't really dribble like that, so I can't really. They're not going to get in their bag with 3-4 dribbles of ones. Like it's going to be.
Let's go 3 dribbles from the elbow.
From the elbow.
Kieran Achara versus Dan Clark.
I think I got DC.
Yeah.
I think I got DC because he's a better shooter. So because like I said, neither of them are really going to dribble that much.
Yeah.
So and from the elbow, like Do you know, it's because, I take DC's offense is better, Kieran's defense is better.
Okay.
So then is Kieran hitting shots? Can Dan get a couple stops? I'll edge DC just a little bit. Okay. So I think in a game to 11, I'd say like 11-8. Like, it's a close one. Like, it's not,
That one, you definitely have to run, because you can run that one.
I never want to see, at this point in their careers, I don't want to see Keeks and DC play ones. I don't want to see that. That's going to be bad knees, sore, just everything afterwards. Nah.
I must have posted like a 4-second clip of Bronny touching the floor, and I captioned it, Bronny touched earth.
Yo.
People in the UK think that there's a competition to do with media. I don't see anyone as competition, because for me, the more they are, the better. And then people are like, oh, you do this for content. No, it's just me. Whether this camera is there or not, that's just me.
Always hearing you behind the camera, bro, going, no way.
Coach would be like, all right, Derek, man the camera. People just start laughing.
How did you become from the volunteer guy on the sidelines to now being these reels?
And one was like, what are you doing this for? What's the outcome? I don't know. Like, everything that needed to happen happened. That was one of, if not the best event of the summer. That's what's missing here in the UK.
What's up, people? It's Derek Eze, aka These Reels, and you're watching For the Culture.
Okay, Carl, we're coming to the end of the pod, man. It's been a great few minutes, bro. It's been wicked. I mean, hopefully we can get you back on again, but I just would like to ask some questions, just like, you know, help inspire the people, man. So like, for any young hoopers out there that are watching, like, what advice would you give for them if they're looking to like pursue a career overseas, like looking to play professionally? Like, give us some good words of advice, sir.
Yeah, so now my first thing, the one I always say is you gotta have fun with it. Yeah. Like, you gotta enjoy the process, you gotta enjoy what you do with it, because, you know, as much as, you know, playing basketball professionally is a dream, and it's an attainable dream for a lot of people, it's also your job. Like, it's also what pays your bills and puts food on the table, and will eventually put food on your family's table and blah blah blah. So, you know, help you secure your future. So as much as, you know, it's a job and all that, you have to enjoy it. Because if you don't, you won't make it how you could. Like, you could still have a good career, but you won't get to where you get. So yeah, the biggest thing for me is you gotta enjoy it. You gotta enjoy playing. You gotta enjoy practicing. You gotta try and find, because obviously we've all been in situations where don't want to practice, or, you know, situations like that. You gotta find a way to get it done. And then obviously you gotta work at your craft. Like, you have to work to improve. You know, reflect on what you can do better, what you need to improve on, what you do well. Be coachable. Like, especially early on, like, obviously everyone has different characteristics and personalities, and, you know, you may take to a certain style of coaching and stuff differently, and that's normal because we're people with, you know, we have emotions and everything, but you have to be coached, you have to be professional. Like, you know, you can't be late to practice and late to, because it's cliche, but that time you're missing being late, or that time you're missing practices, someone else is working. Like, once you get to the pros, you know, you're competing with people. You know, it's no longer just, oh, cool, I play for my national league team, and it's cool, we go play every Sunday, Once you get to that level where you're 19, 20, 21, or if you go to college, when you come out of college, whatever age that may be, now you're in the pros. Now you're competing with people for a job. Now, if you're not performing and you're not playing up to how a team sees you as being able to perform, they'll replace you. They'll get someone else. So, you know, you have to enjoy it, but you also have to work hard. You also have to work to improve year after year to get to a point where you can consistently be a player that people want on their team because of what you do, because of what you bring. And yeah, like I said, enjoy it. Like, that's the biggest thing for me. You gotta enjoy it, work hard, and then find time to enjoy just life, because, you know, a basketball career is fleeting. Like, you know, in the grand scheme of things, you might live for 85 years. You might play basketball for 25. You know, so you still got 65 years to live. So enjoy it while you can. And, you know, make the most of it.
What does the best version of Carl Wheatle look like? Like what's your dream? Where are you trying to take this, man?
Keep getting better, man. Keep getting better. Keep pushing myself to achieve more. So I feel like I've been improving it recently, but I know there's still a long way to go. I can still be a much better player than what I am now. So yeah, on the court, just keep improving. I'm playing at the Euro Cup level right now, so I'm happy with that, but not satisfied. So I know I can, you know, keep pushing and try to do more. And as a person, just keep growing. You know, as a person, just keep trying to push the game forward. Keep trying to give back where I can. You know, help inspire the next generation. Just be a good person, decent person around, and then I can live happy, you know. And you know, when I retire, that you know, I was someone that played with a smile on their face, you know, tried to give their all, and then yeah, man, I can be happy with that, be satisfied when I hang up the shoes.
I mean, we might even see you play in London next year in the Euro Cup, man.
Hey,
if
who knows?
the draw works out well,
who knows?
What a movie.
Who knows? Yeah, but I can't lie. When I signed in Venice last year, and obviously I knew we were playing Euro Cup, and then Lions weren't playing Euro Cup, I was pissed.
Yeah.
I get to play against my home city in my home city. That's
Live,
a vibe. That's a
live,
vibe.
live.
So yeah,
Storyline.
I'm hoping that happens this season, because it'll just be super cool to be able to come home and like, I've only ever played at home for GB. So to play against them like with my team is a whole different kind of vibe. And obviously it's a chance for my like friends and family to come see me, which is also, you know, rare within, you know, the pro life. So, you know, to have that would be super cool.
That would be so dope, man. Thank you, man, for
Thank
your
you,
time.
bro. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you so much for coming on, man. It's been a pleasure. Good luck in camp.
Appreciate it.
We're gonna be watching you
Yeah.
this summer, man. Remember, guys, if you are watching any of the Eurobasket games, you can watch them on Courtside 1891. This is not an ad for Courtside 1891, by the way, but that's the only place you can watch the games, isn't it? So make sure you go watch them. Courtside 1891. If you want to come and sponsor the pod, hey.
Hey, it's an ad, but it's not an ad.
It's,
so you know
it's not an ad, but we're fishing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, big thank you to Carl. Tell the people where they can find you, bro.
So yeah, you can find me IG at C Wheatle, Twitter at the same handle, and then yeah, that's more or less where you're gonna find me at. So yeah, I'll see you there.
And remember, if you're watching the podcast, big thanks. Make sure you like the video, share, subscribe, all that good stuff on YouTube. The subscriptions go a long way. I know we're not bringing out episodes too often, but please continue to support where you can. If you do like the episodes, go check out the previous ones. Remember, we are also on Apple Music and Spotify, and I think anywhere else that you get your podcast now. Make sure you go show love on the socials, TikTok and Instagram. The clips are going to be up for this pod soon, but if you want to watch the full thing, remember to check in. That's it from us here on For The Culture, episode number 6. We made it to 6 episodes, bro. We made it to 6 episodes, man. We'll see you on episode 7. And remember, let me know who you want to see in the next episode of For The Culture. Let us know in the comments, man. Keep interacting. Carl, any last words?
Nah, man, thanks for having me again. Yeah, For The Culture, man. It's live. We're here.
Yeah. In a bit. See you on the next one.
Love.